Welcome to Rob and Tony's Cinematic Adventure. I'm Rob Wilson.
And I am Tony the Quano.
So, Tony, guess what?
Chicken butt.
Though always a funny joke, not that. This is our 100th episode.
It is our 100th episode, yes.
100 episodes.
A century mark.
And we could not have made it through all these 100 episodes without our loyal listeners. So thank you all for listening and keeping us going for this long. And hopefully you'll help us to stay going for a lot longer. But just wanted to reach out and say thank you to you all.
That's right. But yeah, 100 episodes. That's just shy of 2 years, right? You know?
Yeah.
That's a nice round number.
Yes, it is.
We made it.
Yep.
What was our 50th episode?
Our 50th episode, I can tell you that right now. Our 50th episode was Rudy.
That sounds about right. That was last October. Yes.
Well, I'm looking at it right now, so it's right.
That's convenient.
I'm looking at the list right now, and it says 50, Rudy.
Rudy. We've not had a Sean Astin movie since.
We have not.
Have him soon.
Yes, we will have some Sean Astin soon.
So we've had Vince Vaughn since then.
Yes, we have.
And what's funny is that John Favreau is in that, and we actually a few of his movies that he's directed: Iron Man and Cowboys and Aliens.
Yeah.
So,
and he was even in Iron Man.
Plus, it has Ned Beatty in it, and
yes,
there's a movie with Ned Beatty that influences a scene in this upcoming movie.
Yes, there is. Yes, there is.
So it ties in nicely.
Yeah. So for the 100th episode, we wanted to do something, a favorite of ours that we have watched countless times together.
Countless times. Yes. That's not maybe just not just a movie that we've watched countless times together, but a movie that is probably the most influential movie of the last 35 years.
Yeah, one of them. Definitely. Yeah. So basically, that movie is the Quentin Tarantino classic Pulp Fiction, the movie that brought John Travolta back into like A-list status, and
it brought him back to A-list status,
and that sort of invigorated Samuel L. Jackson's career.
Well, that was the next point I was going to go to, is that it I mean, Samuel Jackson was not unknown, but it really helped. Yeah, it jolted his career as well. And then, strangely enough, one of the other principals, and that Bruce Willis at the time was one of the premier stars of the day at that time, with one of the highest salaries, and he was willing to actually take a pay cut on this to take a more, not really, it's not a minor role he has. I mean, one of the stories completely revolves around him.
Yeah.
But it's not like, he's kind of separated off from a lot of the action within this movie, right? So, but it was, he was willing to do it. And probably I guess prior to Kill Bill, Uma Thurman's kind of defining role, the two defining roles for her from Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah.
Not to mention the countless other iconic characters he created.
Wait. Are you trying to tell me that Poison Ivy is not one of the Uma Thurman's iconic roles?
No.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
As was discussed in our Batman Forever episode back in March, I don't imagine a Batman and Robin episode being produced.
Yeah, I don't see one on the horizon, but who knows? We may do one someday, but it's not going to be anytime soon. So,
and beyond the stars in this, though, Tarantino was he shot into kind of the limelight with prior to this with Reservoir Dogs, but this really supplanted him as like a force.
Yeah.
Even though it's still an independent movie, by Miramax, but it became a crossover big box office hit and helped make him a household name. Right?
Yes, definitely.
It can be debated. I know there's some people that will pick a few of his more recent movies. It's still his best movie, in my opinion.
Yeah, mine too.
Nothing quite captures the magic that is this movie.
No, some have come relatively close, but this one's it. This one is definitely my favorite.
Even for the very good directors, the great directors, there's certain movies where it just, everything aligns as it should.
Yes.
That's, Pulp Fiction is definitely this for him. And some directors have multiple movies like that. And you can make the argument that he does, but this is the creme de la creme. This is the Royale with cheese.
Yes, the Royale with cheese.
So, and I could continue going back to this movie anytime.
Yeah. Yeah, this is one of those ones that no matter how many times I've seen it, it never gets old.
Right. I mean, it's like, everything that happens in this. Yeah, you quote it, you can watch it with your eyes closed and see everything that happens, but you just every time you need to stop and just enjoy it for what it is.
Yep. And I mean, I think this is our first Eric Stoltz movie too. It is.
I was thinking about that.
I mean, we did the Back to the Future trilogy a long time ago, which originally starred Eric.
He was the original Marty McFly. He actually shot.
Yeah, he shot most of the movie. He shot most of the movie before they had to reshoot it all with Michael J. Fox. And there's still one shot that may or may not still have him in it in Back to the Future.
Right.
But this is our first movie where Eric Stoltz is actually featured prominently in it.
Yes. And we'll get more into this character later.
Prominently for one of the sequences in it.
Yeah, I mean, he's got two scenes in it, and the second scene is a iconic scene in this movie.
Yeah.
One of the many iconic scenes in the movie.
Yes.
But, right, he was, that would have been kind of his breakthrough would have been Back to the Future. And like we said, he shot, a good portion of it, and Zemeckis just figured, he's not right. And so they recast the role. It went to Michael J. Fox, and
who was their
Michael
original
J.
choice.
Fox's career, was, granted, he was on Family Ties at the time, so, but obviously enjoyed a bigger career than Eric Stoltz did. But at the same time, Eric Stoltz has done a lot of independent movies. Like he found his niche, and he had a good career. Yep. He made Anaconda with Jennifer Lopez and John Voight, and he got to be the lucky one that just got to basically be unconscious for most of that movie. And so he doesn't get eaten.
Spoiler alert, we might do that movie someday.
Hey, we could do that movie someday. I'd be more than happy to do the 1997 classic Anaconda.
Maybe we should do it just for John Voight's accent.
We can do a B movie week.
Yes, B for bad accents.
John Voight. There are multiple things about John Voight in that movie that we can just do that movie for.
Yeah.
We can time it with the pseudo remake that they're doing with Jack Black.
Yeah, we could. I can't believe they're remaking that movie. Oh.
So here's a funny thing about the I get maybe not funny, not funny, but a little tidbit about the Eric Stoltz character in this movie that one of the choices they had for it was Gary Oldman.
Interesting.
Because he had done a similar thing. He was played a similar type of character in True Romance. And they opted not to go that direction, kind of partially because of that. And so they cast Eric Stoltz instead.
Interesting.
So another Eric Stoltz movie that we have not done that maybe we'll do one day is Rob Roy.
Yes, we will definitely be doing Rob Roy someday. I love that movie.
Which features an actor from this movie, Tim Roth.
Yes, it does. Yes, he does. And Tim Roth is amazing.
Tim Roth and Eric Stoltz. He earned an Oscar nomination.
Yeah.
But there's so many things. Like Tim Roth, I guess, was initially interested in the role meant for Bruce Willis. Yeah.
Okay.
Danny, Harvey Weinstein apparently suggested Daniel Day-Lewis for the John Travolta role.
Okay. I don't know.
I can't see that.
I don't. Yeah. I don't see it. I think Travolta was perfectly cast for Vincent.
Oh yes. It just feels like that's the type of thing. It almost feels like that's a role that was envisioned for John Travolta because Tarantino is so exact about things and has such a vision on things, right?
And I mean, just the chemistry he has with Sam Jackson.
Yes.
It's just the two of them, you feel like they've been working together for years.
And then apparently Holly Hunter and Meg Ryan were favored by Miramax to play Mia Wallace, the Uma Thurman character, right? They also considered Meg Tilly and Alfre Woodward. Which would have been very different.
Yeah, it would have.
But Tarantino wanted Uma from the start. So I like this little tidbit that's the Wikipedia editor added. Like, despite celebrity A-list, Thurman chose not to do any big budget films until Batman and Robin 3 years later. And look how that worked out.
Yeah. Oh.
Thinking about Tim Roth, one of the head of TriStar at the time, wanted Johnny Depp or Christian Slater for that role.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I could possibly see Christian Slater in that.
Yes.
But not Johnny Depp for that role.
No.
But neither one of them would have done as well as Tim Roth. You got Ving Rhames being Ving Rhames.
Oh, yeah. Ving. So, but before he was cast, it actually was offered to Max Julien.
Okay.
And Sid Haig, which would have been a really interesting choice, who would go on to create a different iconic character. But yeah.
Yeah.
So there's so many little tidbits to this. We could go on and on and on. Phil Lamar is Marvin. So, Steve Buscemi, obviously, I mean, he had his, he had already had history with Tarantino. He has his cameo.
Which there's an
Kathy
interesting
Griffin
theory about
got a role because she was, at the time, she had some benefits with the director.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And we also have a nice cameo from Christopher Walken.
Yes. And
giving a very heartfelt monologue.
I'm sure I could look further into it and find other little tidbits, but there's only so much time that we have.
Yeah.
I don't see any notes about whether anyone else was considered for this role. But when it comes down to it, it's only Christopher Walken could have done this role. So, There is another little tidbit. All right, we'll get off the Christopher Walken. We'll go back to the Bruce Willis character.
Okay.
So originally, I guess, I'm gonna have to look at this. This is from an article last year in Collider, I guess, for the 30th anniversary of the movie. I guess I don't know if this was an interview with Tarantino or where they were able to get this piece of information, but the link is on Wikipedia. Apparently, the role of Butch, the Bruce Willis character, was originally written for Matt Dillon.
Really?
He turned it down.
Really?
But I think, Matt Dillon's great. He's a great actor. And we could discuss this a little bit more once we get to his scene, but Bruce Willis is perfect for this character. Particularly he has the look that's needed for this sequence. And he bridges kind of the look of the look that they're trying to get, but then ground it within present day. Yeah, it's a perfect role for Willis.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, definitely. And this is really only a few years after he got into action.
Yes.
This is, this is
right. So
Die
Hard was 88, right? Die Hard 2 was 90. He would have had Last Boy Scout and a few other movies at this point. And so, yeah. And it's funny. Like, I think it kind of, he's supposed to play I guess, the boxers.
Die Hard 2 was, 90. And then, Last Boy Scout
was 91. He probably would have been filming Vengeance around the time this was released.
Well, actually,
before this was released.
Die Hard 2, was it 90 or was it 89?
It's 90 because there's a scene where she's talking on the plane phone.
Yeah.
It's she said 90s.
But it's also supposed to be the following year.
Yeah, that's true.
Now, granted, Christmas of 89 is right before 90.
Yes, 1990. But yes, 1990.
But yeah, okay.
But yeah, Hudson Hawk would have been 91 also. Just a couple years before this, you had Death Becomes Her, which is not an action movie.
Nope.
Right?
I saw that one a long time ago.
And then he would the year before this, he had Striking Distance.
Okay.
So
with Sarah Jessica Parker.
Yep. But yeah, so when this was released, it's probably around the time he was filming both 12 Monkeys and Vengeance, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which were both 95 releases. And 12 Monkeys, which is a movie we do want to do, is not a movie that is a strict action. It's a very it's very sci-fi-ish.
Yeah.
It's got action scenes in it, but it's large kind of sci-fi dystopian type of thing too. So, which is just another. It's not an underrated movie, but I think it's an underrated Bruce Willis role.
Yes, I agree.
And so, I was thinking about this. Is this our fourth Bruce Willis movie? Die Hard. We have Looper. We did Looper. Lucky Number 11. This. I think that was it. I flipped through. So.
Yeah.
And Spielberg is our top director by far.
Mm-hmm.
And Zemeckis is actually up there because of the 3 Back to the Future movies. We got a couple of Richard Donner movies in there, a couple of Nolan movies. We have 3 Ridley Scott movies that we've done, 2 Roland Emmerich movies, 2 Ivan Reitman movies. Right?
Yeah. Huh.
And we discussed it. Harrison Ford's obviously our most represented actor, but that's because
we have 5 of his movies in a row.
2 of the biggest
2 big series. So a series
franchises,
of 3 and a series of 5.
Yeah, 2 big film franchises in the last 50 years belong to Harrison Ford.
Mm-hmm.
He's in both of them. So, James Earl Jones is kind of up there because of that also.
Yep.
But Bruce Willis is one of our other most represented actors. Arnold has been one of our most represented actors, right? Kindergarten Cop, Predator, the 2 Terminator movies, right?
Yep. We've had a couple of Tom Hanks.
We had Saving Private Ryan, The Burbs.
This is our second Travolta movie, isn't it? Because we had Face Off. Trying to think.
Yes,
Do we
we
have any
had
others?
two this. Yes, I mean we had we had 3 Nick Cage movies.
Mm-hmm.
uh what about Connery outside of The Rock? Have there been any Connerys out? I think that's
Yeah,
just
we
the one
did.
Connery movie so
No, we
far.
did Last Crusade.
That's right, Last Crusade. Thank you.
But yeah, that's Last Crusade and The Rock. I think the only two Connery movies we've done.
Keanu is very well represented also.
Mm-hmm.
He's got at least 4. These are some nice little things to look at, right? It's we're up to 2 Kurt Russell movies now after we did Escape from New York. John Goodman, we've had 2 John Goodman movies also.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we talk about how all of a sudden we have a bunch of MC Gainey movies.
Yeah. We have had a bunch of MC Gainey movies. He might be up there right under Harrison Ford.
Linda Hamilton, we have 3 times. Ryan Reynolds gets up there because of Deadpool.
Yeah. And I mean, Linda Hamilton, 2 of the 3 movies are Terminator movies.
Right, yes. Oh, I forgot about Fifth Element for Bruce Willis.
Oh, yes. That's right. We do have Fifth Element. So, yeah, he's at 5. This is our 5th one for him. He's catching up.
He is. We had The Shining last year, but we haven't done many Jack Nicholson. We did Batman also.
Mm-hmm. We did. We've had a couple of Tommy Lee Jones.
There's the other James Earl Jones movie is Field of Dreams. A couple Tommy Lee Jones.
And we also had Sandlot.
Let's see.
James Earl Jones.
Jamie Foxx, Tom Cruise there. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Samuel Jackson's Jurassic Park. This is our 2nd Samuel Jackson movie. A few Kevin Costner movies, right?
Yep.
Got Bradley Cooper a couple times in there.
A couple of Ben Kingsley.
We have 2, Mel Gibson, right? It's Signed and Braveheart.
And Patriot. 3 Mel Gibsons.
3 Mel Gibsons, yes. Surprisingly, low number of Will Smith. He did Independence Day, but I think that's it so far.
Yep, I think so.
We got Robert Shaw a couple times in there, right? We had both Sting and Jaws.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'm sure we'll get another Robert Shaw in there when we start getting into some more Bond movies.
Yes. Kevin Bacon. So we had Tremors. Any Kevin Bacon movies? Only done one Kevin Bacon movie?
We've only done 1 Kevin Bacon movie, but I guarantee...
No, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. We've done 2.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, that's right. He was in that.
Very, small, but
very briefly, but he was in it. Yeah. But we may not have done many Kevin Bacon movies, but I guarantee just about every one of the people in every one of the movies that we've done can be traced to Kevin Bacon.
Yes. Probably in less steps than 6.
Mm-hmm.
Hot Fuzz, Shaun of the Dead.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's a nice list. And then, I was looking at this too. For a while there, the 80s slightly edged out the 90s in terms of our movies.
Until this summer.
The beginning is, the beginning there, right? We had, we've had 2 of the Star Wars movies.
And we had
3 Indiana Jones movies, 2 Back to the Future movies.
Mm-hmm.
So we had a lot of those series there that were a bulk of their stuff was in the 80s.
Yeah.
So that would make sense. But yeah, the 90s had definitely pulled ahead. And now the 2000s are itching up on the 80s.
Okay.
And right now the 2020s are just behind the 2010s by 1.
Huh.
And so they've had half the time.
Nice. So we've had a nice stretch of eras of film.
Yes. And then we've had 6 from the 70s. The oldest movie is Casablanca. That's in the 40s. Nothing from the 50s or the 60s yet. There's a couple ones that we discussed that that we kind of want to do with them.
Yep.
We just discussed doing Hitchcock or Kurosawa. When we do the Oscar series again, it might be another movie from that era that might be appropriate to do. And we even discussed some of the old Universal monster movies to go even further back, an older movie than Casablanca.
Yes, we have discussed doing a couple of those. So that may happen one of these days.
But yeah, so that's a nice, I want to kind of quickly look at, not quickly, but
do a little recap.
I thought it's worth kind of looking at a nice little recap. Before we kind of dive back into Pulp Fiction and discuss the wonders that is Pulp Fiction.
Yes, it is.
Which was,
really a wondrous movie.
Because, the movie is, again, kind of referencing a little bit ago, it's over 30 years old now, which is crazy to think about. And I first watched it in high school, around the year 2000, maybe, 5 or 6 years after it came out. And I was aware of it before, but I didn't know much about Tarantino at that point. And so I started, I found a few websites in high school that talked about movies. And Tarantino was a favorite of some of these sites, and so was, Fincher, and they had a bunch of different favorites at that time. Very Gen X inspired site. And so I finally came around to, watching Pulp Fiction one of those days, and he was like, okay, you're saying this is a great movie. I'm gonna try it, and it's I loved it then, and now that's been 25 years since I first seen it, and I'm older now, and I appreciate it differently than I did back in high school, and I love it just as much.
Yeah. I first saw it back, I want to say it was 2005, when I was bartending one night. I got home from work, and my dad was sitting in the living room watching it. And it was on TV. And so he's watching it, and I walked in right at the beginning of the Bruce Willis segment. When he's in the cab.
All right. Yeah.
And so I watched.
Good spot to come in then.
I don't think I watched the rest of the movie at that point, but I definitely watched a chunk of that part. And then not too long after that, a friend of mine was like, hey, have you ever seen Pulp Fiction? Not all the way through. And he's like, let's watch it. So we rented it and watched it, and I loved it.
Yeah. And the rest is history.
Yep, the rest is history.
Yeah. It's funny. I've had a VHS copy of this movie when now that I think about it. So
yeah, see, I didn't watch it until after DVDs
Blu-ray,
came out.
4K.
I didn't watch it until after the DVDs came out. So I didn't have the.
I kind of feel though,
the joys of watching on VHS.
Its cover art is perfect for a VHS.
Yes, absolutely.
It needs that thickness to it.
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
So,
which is why it's fitting that the first DVD case for it was one of the thicker ones. One of those sort of folds out.
It was, yes. I liked it. That was a really cool case. The Jackie Brown one was very similar to that as well. It was also cool, but not quite as cool because the poster just wasn't the same.
Yeah.
All right, well, I think we can dive into it.
I think so too. So, as always, spoiler alert, we're going to be talking about this entire movie, beginning, middle, and end. So if you have not seen it, you don't want to be spoiled, pause the podcast, watch the movie, and come back and listen. If you have seen it or you just don't mind being spoiled, then keep on listening, but we will spoil this entire movie. You have been warned. So I don't want any complaining when we tell you all about Christopher Walken's monologue.
This watch. Or what happens to Phil Lamar?
Or what happens to Phil Lamar?
So, the movie, though, begins much differently in either one of those.
Yes, right? It begins with a definition.
That. Yeah, that's right. That's right. It actually begins with the definition.
Yes.
A pulp.
Yes, it begins with a definition of pulp.
And which dictionary is it taken from? It's not Merriam-Webster's.
No,
it's not the Oxford Dictionary.
Does it say what dictionary it takes from? But there are two definitions of pulp. One is basically the remnants of, fruit and juice, the chunks, and the other
they say that a soft, moist, shapeless mass of matter.
There you go. And then the other definition, I know you have it, Tony.
Let's see. I had it for a second. There you go. No, they don't have the actual definition here where I just looked it up.
Oh.
Let's see.
All right. Well, then the second definition.
I should have it.
All right. So, what we have. So, pulp. So, a soft, moist, shapeless mass of matter. The second definition is a magazine or book containing lurid subject matter and being characteristically printed on rough, unfinished paper, from the American Heritage Dictionary, New College Edition.
Oh, there it is. Yes, now I have it. I have the image now. Yes. American Heritage Dictionary, the New College Edition.
Mm-hmm.
Does that even exist?
I don't know. I would not be at all surprised if Tarantino made that up. Like maybe it's the dictionary, the equivalent of like the Merriam-Webster dictionary in the Pulp Fiction universe. In the Tarantino verse.
Apparently it is a real one. It's just not as wide known. So anyway, it does exist.
Okay.
Unlike the Ezekiel quote, which does not actually exist.
It's not that.
But we should brace you though, because we're going to jump.
Yeah. It's not how he says it in there. No. But yeah, so after the definitions, then we are in a car.
No, we're not in a car.
No, we're not in a car. Yes, that's right. We're in a cafe. We're in a cafe with a couple sitting at a booth, and they're talking about stuff. They're talking about the last place they robbed.
Yes. And just the general business of just being low-level thieves.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They, Tim Roth and Amanda Plummer.
Pumpkin and Honey Bunny.
Right? And staring at the table, Tim Roth is at the right-hand side of the screen. Amanda's on the left. Or I should say, Honey Bunny. It's Amanda Plummer, Pumpkin is Tim Roth.
Mm-hmm.
The waitress comes up and pours in a cup of coffee. I say, thank you. And they're saying that's dangerous. You go into, these liquor stores and, they be just as likely to shoot you, right?
Yeah. And
Tim Roth talks about how that, banks, though, can sometimes be safer because you can, especially like a federal bank, it's all this insured money and they want to get you in and out of there very quickly.
Yeah, and then he talks about this guy that they know that robbed a bank with a phone call.
Yep. He put a phone in his, he made it look like he had a gun.
Yeah,
and they said that
phone.
They had a phone call that there was a girl that was on the other end of the line that they were holding hostage with a gun to her head. And they gave them all the money.
Mm-hmm.
And then Honey Bunny's like, oh, did they hurt the little girl? It's like, it probably wasn't a little girl. Right? It's
like
all
probably wasn't
BS,
a little girl.
right?
It was just
Point is that they robbed a bank with a phone, not a gun. And then he's like, you know what? But I think, last time we robbed that liquor store, customers came in.
You had the bright idea to
steal their wallets.
Take their wallets. We got more from the wallets than we did from the register. So, where else is there a bunch of people? A restaurant. Nobody ever robs restaurants.
Because no one's expecting it. And knocking at the hero factor. Manager doesn't want you to kill the diners. All the staff, they're getting paid nothing. They don't care. They might care about the tips. Anyway. Yeah. But no, yeah, unexpected. They're going to be people ready to be compliant. And Honey Bunny's like, you mean this place right now? He's like, yeah. And she's like, okay, yeah, I'm ready. Let's rob this place right now.
Yep. So Pumpkin jumps up stands up on the booth.
Well, they give it. They kiss.
Yes, they kiss.
They tell each other they love each other, and then Pumpkin stands up on the table.
And he yells,
"Everybody cool, this is a robbery!"
And then Honey Bunny jumps up and she says, don't any of you move or else I'll execute every motherfucking one of you.
Any pricks move at last motherfucking one of you.
And that's important when she says right there with later in the movie.
Yes. Perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But here's one of the many iconic shots because it just pauses, right? And her voice kind of trails off and echoes, but it just still on that. And I like how it gets this nice kind of grainy look to it.
Yeah.
Like when I watch this movie, this makes me just like, to me, it just sings of Tarantino. It sings of this era of movie. It sings of that time. And it just gets you just ready, takes you out of whatever you're in right now and transports you into this universe.
Yeah, and then it just cuts right into the music.
Right? Yeah, it cuts in the music. It's great. You got the
title card comes up.
Fiction font, and and title card comes up, and then it just goes through the different names, and then gets to the end, and then the music kind of switches, and it sounds like someone's changing the radio.
Mm-hmm.
And then it cuts into the car, and you have Samuel L. Jackson is driving, and John Travolta is in riding shotgun.
Mm-hmm.
And they're both wearing these black suits.
They're both wearing suits. John Travolta's got longer hair. Samuel Jackson has a Jerry curl.
So apparently he was originally supposed to have an afro. And
I think I remember reading that somewhere.
I don't know if it's the prop master or someone else, they couldn't get it. Whatever the reason, that's all they could get. And then Tarantino was kind of like mad about it, and Samuel L. Jackson convinced him that it'd actually be a really good look.
Mm-hmm. And it definitely works better than an afro would.
Yes. I think the afro would put it too over the top.
Yes, I agree.
So, and the talking. So apparently John Travolta just came back from Europe. He's been living in Europe for the last 3 years, mostly being based out of like Amsterdam.
Mm-hmm.
And he's talking about how great it is over there because, marijuana is mostly legal, right?
Yeah.
It's not like you can just smoke it anywhere. They want designated places, but it's great.
Yeah. You can only buy it from like certified marijuana dealers.
No, this is again talking 30 years ago.
Yeah.
So things, rules here in Europe have definitely changed since then.
Yeah.
But this is talking about presently in 1994.
Yes.
The early in the mid 90s.
And then he's talking about how
it's like, but the best part is the cops stop you. They can't search you. That's a right they don't have.
It's illegal for them to search you. And then he's talking about
it's the little differences. Like you could go into a movie and get a beer. I'm not just talking a 12-ounce beer, because a glass of
beer. Just give it to you. Take it right into the theater.
And then, restaurants.
He's talking about McDonald's. He's like, you know, it's like they got all the same food that we have in out there in McDonald's, but they have different names. Like, you know what they call what they call a quarter pounder with cheese in Paris?
A quarter pounder with cheese? They don't call it a quarter pounder?
No. They got the metric system. They don't know what the hell a quarter pound is. They call it a Royale with cheese.
Like they call it Royale with cheese. Royale with cheese. I like that. They call it a Big Mac.
What do they call a Big Mac? They still call it Big Mac, but it's Le Big Mac. Le Big Mac. Sam Jackson there.
What do they call a Whopper?
Le Big Mac. I don't know. I didn't know Burger King.
I didn't go into Burger King.
But funny thing about the Royale with cheese.
So eventually they get to their destination.
Real quick. Funny thing about the Royale with cheese, though, real quick. So that is actually what they call it in France, in case you were wondering. A buddy of mine.
Yes, it is.
A buddy of mine who's from France, and I was joking around with him one day, and we were going to McDonald's, and like, I'm gonna eat a Royale with cheese. It's like, how did you know that's what they call it in France? You've never seen Pulp Fiction?
That's hilarious. So they get to the destination, and
it's an apartment building,
and they're getting guns out of the trunk.
They're getting guns out of the
trunk. Talking
about
this thing, and Samuel Jackson's like, "We need more guns in this. There might be up to 5 guys in there.
Yeah, there might be up to 5 guys in there. Well, they should have brought us shotguns."
So they're walking up, and Samuel Jackson is interested in their boss's wife, Mia Wallace.
Mm-hmm.
Their boss's name is
Marcellus Wallace.
Marcellus Wallace.
Played by Ving Rhames.
Vincent, John Travolta plays Vincent Vega. And Samuel Jackson plays Jules Winfield.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And John Travolta's just kind of,
he's asking questions about her.
He's supposed to take her out on not really a date, but to keep her company while Solace is out of town.
Yeah, so he's asking about Mia and what Jules knows about her, because he heard that the last guy that took her out, Tony Rocky Horror, was thrown out of a window,
right?
Because he got a little bit too friendly with Mia.
Right. So there's this whole conversation because he wants, what happened to him? Like, Marcellus took some of his guys out of his house to his apartment and threw him out of the window, and he fell through this little greenhouse head at the bottom, fell through that.
Mm-hmm.
And ever since then, he's kind of, developed a speech impediment.
Yeah. And then Jules is like, what, did he sleep with her? And he's like, no, he gave her a foot massage. And then they have a little argument about how intimate a foot massage actually is. Sam Jackson doesn't think that it's all that big of a deal. Jules thinks that it's not that big of a deal, but Vincent, he's like, oh no, a foot massage is about as intimate as you can get.
Not saying it's quite as bad as the S word or anything like that, but he should have known better. You're laying your hands in a familiar way
on Marcellus Wallace's wife.
And it's like, have you ever given a foot massage? And Jules like, I'm the foot fucking master. I got my technique down. I don't tickle or nothing. And then it just looks like, would he give a dude a foot massage?
Like, hell no.
So I don't know why I love the little lobby in that apartment building. They got some little red chairs.
Mm-hmm.
It looks anyway. And they get up to the floor and they're waiting. They're talking. They realize they're a little bit ahead of time, so they kind of continue that conversation. Yeah. Right?
They walk over. There's like a little catwalk area with a little railing that that looks down into the lobby area.
Yeah, there's in case you want to take the steps up and not the elevator, because they have an elevator. They took the elevator up, but there's steps also.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, no, Tony knew better. and you know, to finally get, it's like, what, it's an interesting point. And so they go back, they wait at the door. They don't even knock. The door just opens for them because someone is in there expecting. Because as we heard earlier, there's one person on the inside that Jules knows that's there. And we go in, and there's the guy that opens the door, Phil Lamar. Right?
Marvin.
And there's two other dudes there. One's laying on the couch
with a flock of seagulls haircut.
Just kind of sitting at this table. And how this kind of set up is that they have the like living room in the front of the apartment. There's like kind of like kitchen type bar counter, and then the rest of the kitchen behind it, and then like the bathroom and bedroom to the left. And they're eating their breakfast. As Jules says, I guess I caught you guys at breakfast.
What are you eating? And then the one sitting in the chair is like, hamburgers. It's like, what kind of hamburgers? Cheeseburgers? No, I mean, where from?
No. Like,
Burger King, McDonald's, or Wendy's, McDonald's, Jack in the Box. Where? Like Big Kahuna Burger.
Big Kahuna Burger.
Oh, Big Kahuna Burger. I've never had anything from
That's
that.
That's a Hawaiian burger joint.
That's a Hawaiian burger joint, isn't it?
I heard they had some tasty burgers. I ain't never had one myself. My girlfriend's a vegetarian, which
pretty much makes me a vegetarian.
Be a vegetarian.
Do you mind if I try some?
He's like, go right ahead.
In the chair, Brett. He's like, go right ahead. So I love that.
I love a close up of the burger as he picks it up.
Yes,
it's in its nice little paper wrapper.
He picks it up and he just takes a big bite out of it. And he's like, that is a tasty burger. Hey, Vincent, you want to try some of this burger?
He's holding.
And Vincent's like, no, I'm
not hungry.
Like, all right, well,
you should try some.
If you ever want a burger, you should try some. You should try a Big Kahuna burger.
And he looks at Brett. It's like, you know what, Brett? You know what they call quarter pounder?
You know what they call quarter pounder with cheese and pears?
Royale with cheese.
So he's like, what do they call it, Vincent? Like Royale with cheese. Right. It's like Royale with cheese. You know why they call it Royale with cheese? And the guy in the chair is like, I don't know, metric system. Like, look at the big brain on Brett. Check out the big brain on Brett. That's right, motherfucker. You're right.
You're a smart motherfucker.
You're a smart motherfucker. That's right. It's such a quotable movie. Yeah, so Brett is the one sitting in the chair.
Now, again, Jules, he's relaxed. He's in his element. He's just having a good time. Vincent, he's back there. He's just trying to smoke a cigarette. He's
looking. He's looking for what they're there for in the kitchen, right? And so
the other two, they could tell, like, oh boy.
Yeah. So Brett's in the chair. Roger is laying down on the couch.
Yes.
And Roger's got yeah, they call him Flock of Seagulls because of his hair. It's not quite a Flock of Seagulls haircut, but it's similar. But it's so they ask him where it is, and
he's like, "Hey, you Flock, like we got the shithead." Phil Lamar, he's still standing by the door. He tries to answer.
Yeah, like, did I ask you?
All of a sudden, Jules has changed.
Yeah, Jules has changed.
I don't remember asking you.
And so Roger tells him it's in the kitchen in the cupboard.
Yep.
And so
Jules looks around. He looks up.
Vincent's looking up. He starts looking at one of the ones. And he's no, the one down by your knees. So he gets down there. He opens that up, and you just hear him rifling around in there.
Yeah,
it's like moving stuff all around. It's like, did they hide that thing all the way back there, like in the back behind all the cleaning products and whatnot?
That's right. Yes. No, he really rifles through the camera. That's right. And then he gets down on the table there. I love how like they just have a small little stove and there's different like cereal, Pop-Tarts, whatever on it. But he puts it on the counter. He does the little combo lock. Yeah. It's 666.
Pops it
open.
He
opens it up. He's smoking a cigarette, and it's a golden hue on his face.
Yeah, there's this golden light that just shines up in his face. And Jules asks him, "We happy?" He's like, "Yeah, we happy."
Like, are we happy?
Yeah, we happy. And then he shuts the case.
He decides he needs to interject a little bit. He's like, you know what? I got your name. You're Vincent, but I didn't get yours. Like the name's Pitt. Your ass ain't talking out of it. That's what happens. Yeah. It's like we're really sorry that things got fucked up between us and Mr. Wallace. I love how Jules just quietly touches him and puts with his hand, just has him sit down.
We didn't mention.
We came with the best intentions.
Before all this, though, we didn't mention after he eats the burger, then he asks him what he has in the cup, and he's like,
"You mind?
He's like, you mind if I take a drink of this to wash this burger down?"
And Sprite.
He's like, "Yeah." So he sits there and he just sucks on that straw till it's all gone.
Oh yes, yeah.
He drinks every bit of that Sprite. And then puts the empty cup back down on the TV tray. But yeah, then it goes into all the stuff with the case. With the briefcase. And yeah, and he's like...
It's like, yeah, he has the best intentions. And I love how it's like, he puts him down and he shoots flock of seagulls. And Brett's like, oh!
It's like, what? I'm sorry, did that break your concentration?
You were saying? Oh, what? You were finished.
Oh, well,
allow me
to retort. What does Marcellus Wallace look like? He's like, what? What?
What does Marcellus Wallace look like? What?
What? Say what one more time.
The country I ever heard of, they speak English and what?
Say what one more goddamn time. I dare you.
What does Marcellus Wallace look like? He says it one more time. It's like he's black.
He's bald.
He's bald. Does he look like a bitch? What? He shoots him in the shoulder.
Yeah, he shoots him in the shoulder.
Does he look
like a bitch? He's like, no. He's like, then why are you trying to fuck him like one, Brett?
I did it. Yes, you did, Brett. Yes, you
did. And Mr. Wallace doesn't like to be fucked by anyone other than Mrs. Wallace.
Mrs. Wallace. You read the Bible, Brett?
You read the Bible, Brett? He's like,
yes, I do.
Well, there's this passage that I have memorized.
Verse I have memorized for these occasions.
Isaiah 25:17.
The righteous man.
Or Ezekiel 25:17. Yeah, so he's like, there's this passage I have memorized that for situations just like this. Ezekiel 25:17. The path of the righteous man is beset on all sides by the iniquities of the selfish and the tyranny of evil men. Blessed is he who, in the name of charity and goodwill, shepherds the weak through the valley of darkness. For he is truly his brother's keeper and the finder of lost children. And I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger those who attempt to poison and destroy my brothers. And you will know I am the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon you.
And then they shoot him.
He's like, I've been saying that shit for years. And if you ever heard it, I guess that's later. But yeah.
That's later.
Yeah, so
they execute him. You got Jules shoots him from the front.
Yeah, because Vincent's still in the kitchen. Vincent's still in the kitchen. And I love this. The whole time that Jules is going through this whole thing with Brett. Vincent kind of walks around the counter. So they're both kind of standing in the living room.
He quietly walks around. He gets out his gun.
He's just standing there. Pulls the hammer back. And he's just standing there waiting because he knows what's coming. And so, yeah, once Jules finishes the Bible verse, then they both just unload on Brett.
And then he screams, he dies, and it cuts to black. And then we get a title card.
That's right. This is where so the title card. Yes.
Vincent Marsalis Wallace's wife. Something happened.
Yeah. So this movie is separated by like different stories, basically.
Yes. This is the first time. There's 3 stories, right? And some are more connected than others.
Mm-hmm.
Time jumps around a little bit.
Yeah. It's not chronological.
There's kind of 9 different time points that we see that we'll come to.
Yeah.
Right. And the next thing we see is really the back of Ving Rhames' head, and there's a Band-Aid on it.
Mm-hmm.
And he's talking to Willis.
Right at the base of his skull.
By Butch. And they're talking about how he's going to fix this boxing match that Bruce Willis is in or Butch is in.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But Marsalis is getting kind of philosophical on Butch.
Yeah.
And finally it's like, you would have made it big, you would have made it big. How many fights do you have left? Right? They ain't no old timers league for boxers.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And he finally says, tell you the fight, you might feel a little bit of pain. That's pride fucking with you. Fuck pride. Pride only hurts.
Mm-hmm.
Besides, in a few months, you're going to be kicking in the Caribbean and you're going to say, Mama, wow, Marsalis was what right?
Yeah, Marsalis was right.
And he hands over some money to him, this envelope of money. And before
Ving Rhames
actually he's like, say it, in the 5th, my ass goes down.
In the 5th, my ass goes down. But yeah, Marsalis is saying this stuff in a way that only Ving Rhames can.
Yes. So we cut away from this and we get outside of this. It's a strip club, essentially, what it is. It looks like dancers. And there's a little, you have Vincent and Jules kind of knock on the door because it's before hours, so it's locked.
Mm-hmm.
And like the manager or bartender there opens the door. It's like, my man Jules Winfield in Inglewood and Vincent Vega, right? My man in Amsterdam. What's it going? And he lets them in, but now they're dressed differently.
They're not in suits. They're in t-shirts and shorts. They look like they just came back from summer camp.
Yes. Yeah, pretty much. So he walks over to the bar. He's like, Jules is, talking with that big man over there. When he's done, he can go over and talk with him, right? And so, while they're doing that, they're chatting. It's like, the guy, he looks over at Vince like, I hear you're taking out Mia. It's like, yeah. Jules and him kind of chuckle. It's like, hey, listen, I'm just going to take her out. That's it. That's all.
That's all.
So, the guy's like, hey, it's none of my business. He walks away. It's like, this is what he's like, Vincent is kind of a jerk and kind of an ass. He's like, it's like, why are you asking me about that, asshole? Right?
But then Marsalis, we see him finishing up his conversation with Bruce Willis.
He's like, and he
sees Jules. He's like, Jules, my man Jules, come on back here.
So Vincent stays there.
Vincent stays at the bar. Jules goes over there, and then Butch comes up and stands up at the bar.
And he goes up to the manager bartender's like, can I get a pack of red apples? Red apples are the cigarettes.
Yes. Red apples are the cigarettes in the Tarantino verse.
Yes. Right. And he asks for some matches, and John, Vincent is just staring him down. Right. And, Butch just looks like, you got a problem? It's like, I got a problem, Palooka. Like, he's like, what did he call me? Like, you heard me just fine. Right. And I kind of feel like, that based off this interaction, what happens later is...
Yeah, I feel the same thing. I feel the same way about it.
No one talks to Bruce Willis like that. He gets away with it. As cool as your character is in this movie, Vincent, you signed your death warrant by doing that.
Yeah.
Brett signed his by stealing a briefcase of Ving Rhames, so he doesn't get to enjoy his last meal. Samuel L. Jackson gets to enjoy it and then kills him. Right? You insult Bruce Willis. I'm sorry, John Travolta. That's what happens.
Yeah.
So they have the conversation. It ends, and we cut away. Right? We're back with just Vincent now. Right? And he is in this house, this typical Los Angeles one-story house, bungalow type house. And you have two women talking, right? We got Rosanna Arquette is one of them. And what actress is she talking to?
She is talking to Trudy.
Talking to Trudy, who's played by
Brona
Gallagher. Right? And Jodie is Amanda Plummer, not Amanda Plummer. Rosanna Arquette, right? And they're talking about piercings, right? It's like that needle goes. I would say that gun goes against everything about piercing. Every piercing I've had has been done by a needle, and she goes through everything, right? And John Travolta's just kind of sitting there. He's in a trench coat, right? And he's all very intrigued by all this, right? And he's back. He's dressed nicely again, right? He's a trench coat. He's got a bolo tie on now, right? And that's when Eric Stoltz comes out, and he's like, "Come back here," right? And Eric Stoltz plays Lance.
Yes,
a drug dealer. So then they're this back bedroom they have, and he's got these three different little bags of heroin there and he's telling them about them, right? And about where they're from, and like, well, this last one though, this one's another extra 200. But you will know where that 200 went when you get a hit of this, right?
Mm-hmm. He's like, I don't know. I was just in Amsterdam.
And Vincent's like, I don't know. I just came back from Amsterdam.
And Lance is like, hey, I'll take the Pepsi challenge with that Amsterdam shit.
Like, and I am, do I like, am I black? Do I look like I'm in the ghetto? No. White people that spend money, they come to my house. Right? And so
he's like, okay, I'll take this. He's like, it's 500. It's 500
a gram. Good, I'll come back and get.
Okay, I'll take 3,000 of the. Right? I'll take 3,000 of the good stuff, and then if I like it, I'll come back and get another grand.
I mean, can I shoot up here? It's like, yeah, mi casa su casa. And so, as he's starting to sit down, he's preparing things. It's like, you know what? But because I'm such a nice guy, I'm gonna give you some for my private stash. He's like,
I'm all out of balloons. Is a baggie okay?
Like, he calls it Jody. He's like, hey, can I get some baggies and some of those little
twist sticks? Some baggies and a twist stick.
He's like, hey, what are you doing this evening? Like, you want to do something with Trudy? Is Trudy the one with all that shit in her face? No, that's Jody. That's my wife. And he kind of laughs, and it's like, yeah, no, it's okay. It's like, no, I got something I'm doing anyway. But you know what did happen? I had my car in.
No, because he's like,
3 years.
He's like, hey, do you still have that Malibu? He's like, you know what happened to that thing? I had it in storage for 3 years, and I get back from Amsterdam, somebody keyed it.
Like, oh, I wish I could have caught that motherfucker. Like, yeah, he'd be dead. It's like, but no, like, you just don't fuck with another man's automobile. You just don't. It's against the rules.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when asking you to shoot up. You gotta shoot up here. It's like, oh yeah, mi casa su casa. So
then we get that shot of him,
shooting up, right?
Up
and then he's enjoying his
he's
highs. He's driving through the streets, and then he arrives at the Wallace house.
He walks up there, knocks on the door, or rings the doorbell, And a voice from the intercom comes up.
She's like, the door's open. Come in. Help yourself to a drink.
I'll be down in a minute. So
right, and she's watching him on the camera. They have they have a little security camera. She's watching him.
This is Uma Thurman, Mia Wallace.
Right, and she powders her nose in a couple of different ways. Right, so, she comes down finally and says that she's ready to go. Right. And they pull up at this place called Jackrabbit Slim's. And it's bustling. It's busy. There's this giant rabbit logo. There's a lot going on, right?
Mm-hmm.
It looks like it's straight out of the 50s. It's like, do we have to go here? Can't we go get a steak somewhere? It's like, you can get a steak here, Daddy-O. Right. Mia Wallace is played by Uma Thurman.
Yeah. And he's still kind of, come on.
I was like, don't be such a.
Don't be such a. And then she.
I love how they
draws a rectangle
for you.
Yeah, there's dotted lines that follow her fingers, and she's trying to tell him don't be a square, but she makes a rectangle.
She does make a rectangle, yes.
But a square is a rectangle, but a rectangle's not a square.
Right. No, it's the same.
Yes, I know, but if you do the finger symbol,
same thing in Sandlot, where he's like, don't be an L7.
Yeah.
Like, it's still going to be like a rectangle.
Yeah, it's still going to be a rectangle, but yeah, it. But the way she did it, it would be easy to make a square.
It would be neat. Yes, you just go boop, boop, boop. But they definitely draw a rectangle.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So they go inside, and they're put. So Jackrabbit Slim's, it's like a 50s diner kind of restaurant. 50s themed restaurant.
Even more than kind of some of your standard ones that you think that like a Johnny Rockets,
it's like,
right? It's much more like alive than that.
Yeah, like all of their booths are basically the back ends of cars.
They have some tables, but they have cars for booths. Each waiter or waitress is dressed as
a different celebrity, a different celebrity at the time,
actor from that era.
And so they sit down, and
there's like Dean Martin, there's Jane Mansfield, there's Buddy Holly.
So their waiter is Buddy Holly, played by Steve Buscemi. And
I love how before we get to Steve Buscemi, Buddy Holly, it's a nice panning.
Yes, it is. There's a nice panning across.
It really follows John Travolta because he's really taking it all in. And the Philip Morris and Uma Thurman or Mia are kind of ahead of him just a little bit. Mm-hmm. And he's watching these race cars, electric racetrack going around. He's looking at that. He's looking at an Elvis impersonator, right? It's a pan shot, very similar to kind of the way like in Goodfellas, right? But this time it's just Vincent Vega, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And they get to their seats, right? And they sit down.
So they're sitting in one of the car booths.
Philip Morris goes off and around, and she's like, "What do you think of it?" It's like a wax machine with a pulse, right?
Yeah.
And that's when, like, pretty much as soon as they sit down, like the waiter, which is Buddy Holly, played by Steve Buscemi.
Steve Buscemi comes up. So here's the interesting thing. What do you want? Here's the interesting thing, though. There's a theory out there, and so first I'm going to start it out by saying, like, Tarantino has confirmed that all of his movies take place in the same universe. They're either
yes,
it's either what actually went on in that universe, or they're movies that people in that universe would watch.
But in that,
so basically, like Kill Bill is a movie that somebody in Pulp Fiction would watch. Whereas like Django Unchained is the past to this time. So is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Inglourious Bastards. Those are history to these people. And so there's an interesting theory out there that Steve Buscemi's character, Buddy Holly, is his same character from Reservoir Dogs. That's Mr. Pink. from Reservoir Dogs, because in Reservoir Dogs, he's complaining about when they're sitting down at the restaurant. He complains about tipping. He doesn't think tipping is necessary. So it's only fitting that since he survives that movie, his next job basically is a waiter where he has to rely on tips. So it's just kind of an appropriate next step for his character. I don't know if I completely buy into that theory, but it is a theory that's out there. So they're sitting in the booth and they are looking at the menu. And Vincent is like, steak. Where's the steak? Oh, there it is. There's a steak.
Douglas Sirk steak. Yes. They get right to it.
Yes, they do.
Yes, they don't just order the drinks first.
Nope.
No, they get right to it.
So he gets a steak and he gets a vanilla Coke.
And he gets it bloody as hell. And he gets burnt to a crisp or bloody as hell.
Burnt to a crisp or bloody
and he
as hell.
Gets, like he said, he's excited. There's vanilla Coke. He's excited about vanilla Coke.
Yep. He's like, there it is, vanilla Coke. Yeah. And then Mia, she orders a burger. And she orders a $5 shake, which nowadays, a $5 shake would be like cheap.
Cheap, yeah. That's but 1994, $5 shake that's a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
And Vincent's like, wait a second, like $5, like, do you put booze in that?
Yeah, he's like, you don't put bourbon in there or anything in it, right?
That's just milk and ice cream.
Yeah,
it's $5. And no, he lets it go. He's like, okay. Yeah, I mean, he's probably not paying for it anyway. I'm pretty sure Marcellus.
Yeah, I'm sure Marcellus is paying for it. Yeah. Yeah. Or at least he's going to be reimbursed.
They order and they get talking. And first, they kind of have some casual conversation, and we kind of missed this back when Vincent and Jules were talking going into the apartment building. As he was asking about Mia, Jules brought up that she used to be an actress.
Yes, that's right.
And so Vincent, I thought, was she in anything that I might have seen? Right? And Jules like, oh no, the only thing she really was in was the pilot. And Vincent's like, what's a pilot?
And then Jules is like, well, you are aware that on television there are shows, right? He's like, yeah. Well, before a show becomes a show, they have to make a pilot. And then the network decides if that pilot is going to become a show.
And the people that decide, then comes, then some become shows, some become nothing. She stirred in one that became nothing. So after they order, they're sitting down and they're starting to smoke some cigarettes.
They're not watching Captain Kangaroo, though.
No, not watching Captain Kangaroo. And Mia notices that Vincent's rolls his own cigarettes. She asks if he has one,
and he politely gives it to her. And then he goes,
and that's when he brings up, "Oh, I heard you were in the pilot." That's why he rolls another one for himself. And so that's when he asks, "Oh yeah, well I heard you were in the pilot." And she's like, "That was my 5 minutes or 15 minutes."
That was my 15 minutes.
And she goes into the description about the general synopsis of what the show would have been about. It was called Fox Force 5.
Yep. It's basically like a Charlie's Angels kind of show.
Yes.
Essentially, with 5 female characters who each have a different specialty.
There was one that had one was explosives.
Yeah, one was explosives, one was knives, one was like a martial arts.
Right. And I think Mia was the one that was the expert in like knives, I believe. But she would have had this running gimmick in each show where she would tell a joke because her grandfather used to be one of the vaudevillian guys on the stages in like the 1920s. Yeah,
so she would always end an episode with a joke, but she only got to get through one joke because they didn't get past the pilot.
And so Vincent wants to know, well, what was that joke? And she's like, no, you'd laugh and I'd be embarrassed. It's like, oh, come on, I'm not going to laugh. It's like, that's what I'm afraid of.
Yeah.
Right? They have a nice little banter going back and forth here. It's nothing like over the line, but very kind of comfortable.
Although
casual.
before that, though, before the pilot talk, though, when they first sit down and light their cigarettes, then Mia asks him what he's got to say, because he looks like he's got something to say.
Well, is this, well,
wasn't that before the pilot talk, or was the pilot talk first?
No, that's pilot talks first.
Okay,
they talk about that. They talk about how she likes to go to Amsterdam once a year, also. So then, the conversation eventually kind of stalls, and she's just like, I think it's when you met someone special is that you can go like 2 minutes without saying anything and not being uncomfortable, right? Mm-hmm. You can just shut up without bullshitting. And and Vincent's like, well, we just met each other, so we we shouldn't feel that bad about it, right? And so that's what she says. Well, I'm gonna go powder my nose.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And I want you to come back.
You come up with something to talk about.
Say.
Yeah, that's right.
So she goes to the bathroom
and she powders her
nose. And she walks by Marilyn Monroe. She's doing her 7-year itch thing. She's above a grate, and it goes up. And she goes to the bathroom, and she does a line of coke in the bathroom.
Yeah, she powders her nose with cocaine,
and she comes back, and the food's there.
Yeah, but then she starts talking about, don't you just love it when you go to the bathroom and you come back and your food's right there waiting for you?
Everybody loves that. Vincent's too busy just eating his steak.
Mm-hmm.
He's commenting on the different waiters and waitresses.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't think Buddy Holly is much of a waiter.
Yeah.
And then it's like, we should have sat in that Monroe's section, right?
Should have sat in Marilyn Monroe's section.
Like, which one? No, that's Jane Mansfield. That's Marilyn Monroe.
No, that's Mamie Van Dorn. That's right. Marilyn Monroe.
Jane Mansfield must have the night off.
I don't see Jane Mansfield anywhere, so she must have the night off.
So it's fine. Like I love these little pieces of dialogue within Tarantino movies. Like this is one of my favorites because it's very typical Tarantino.
Yeah,
and it's simple. It can slide under the radar, and Travolta delivers it really, really well.
Yeah, definitely.
And so that's when she says, okay, well, did he think of something to say? Like, it seems like you might actually have something to say. It's like, oh, yeah, but I don't want to offend you.
It's like, now you have to
this
say
sounds like
this sounds juicy. You sound like you really do have something to say. Lay it on me.
Lay it on. That's right. It's like, Tony Rocky Horror? It's like, yeah. It's like, did you hear what happened to him? It's like yeah, I heard he fell through the greenhouse.
I hear he fell out a window.
That's a window.
That's one way to say it.
That's one way of putting it.
That's one way of putting it. Another way to put it
is that
he was
thrown out the
window. And yet another way of putting it is that he was
Marsalis threw him out the window.
That he was thrown out a window by Marsalis. And yet another way of putting it is that he was thrown out a window by Marsalis because of you.
I love her reaction. She just lit a cigarette. She's blowing out the match. She's like, "Is that a fact?" It's like, he's just like, "No, that's just what they say." It's like, they talk a lot, don't they?
They talk a lot, don't they?
And I love he gives a little chuckle. It's like, yeah, they do. It's like I don't know why. Like the only time I ever met them was at my wedding. And it's like, well,
it's like he like then she was like, why would he why would he throw him out of the window? He's like, because they say he gave you a foot massage. Like the only part of my body that he ever touched was my hand when he shook it at my wedding.
Well, the first thing she's like, like you can tell me, he's like, did it involve the F word?
Oh yeah, that's right.
and then it involves an F word, it's foot.
Yeah,
it's a foot massage. She's like, and then she's like, did that seem reasonable to you that he threw someone out a window for touching my feet? It's like, no, it didn't really seem reasonable, but it didn't mean it didn't happen.
Yeah. Yeah, then she's like, the only time he ever touched me was when he shook my hand at my wedding.
And it's like when you all get together, you're worse than a sewing circle.
Worse than a sewing circle. I guess those aren't as big now.
No. I don't know what the that age group does now.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. Maybe it's still sewing circles.
So finally, it kind of cuts back to like the MC, and he's up on stage, and he's like, "Attention, all diners," something like that.
So
like
what we didn't mention,
we're here for the Rabbit Slim Twist competition.
Yeah, what we didn't mention was in the layout of this place. So there's the tables and the booths are all around this circular stage in the middle of the room.
Yes, that's right.
So the MC comes out and talks about the Jack Rabbit Slim's twist
competition, and it's like, who's gonna be our first contestants, right? And Mia shoots her hand straight up.
She's
like right here.
She's like, let's go do this, and Vincent's like, I don't know. And she's like, hey, Marcellus told you to come out and take me out to have a fun
Your boss
night.
Told me to take have
your
a fun
boss
night.
Told you to take me out and do whatever I wanted. I want to win that trophy.
He's thinking, like, I'm sure Tony Rocky Horror thought this same thing.
So he's like, okay. So he reluctantly gets up and they go out on stage and they walk up.
Introduce themselves.
He the MC asks asks her name, and she's like, Mia Wallace. And she's like, and who's your dance partner? Vince Vega. Vince Vega. And so they take their shoes off, go out to the middle of the stage, and the music starts up, and they start doing twist.
The music, it's Chuck Berry's "You Never Can Tell."
Mm-hmm.
Let's get on, and famous scene.
Yeah.
Which is funny. Like, Uma Thurman was nervous about doing this scene, right? She wasn't certain that she could dance, but she holds her own in this, right?
I mean,
because like
everybody knew Travolta could dance because of Staying Alive, or no, because of
exactly.
Yeah, well, because of Staying Alive was the sequel.
Saturday Night Fever.
Yeah, Saturday Night Fever.
Yeah. In Greece, it's all of his like initial stuff, right? And it's a famous scene. They get into it. John Travolta does the thing with his fans going across his face, and
doing the Batman.
Yes. And they eventually do the going down in the swimming pool, right? They're having fun. Right, and then the cuts out for the music,
and they're walking back to the front door of the house, and Mia's carrying a trophy.
Yes, and she's also wearing Travolta, or
she's also
Vincent's trench coat.
Yes, she's wearing Vincent's trench coat, and this is important that she's wearing Vincent's trench coat.
So they get in. And the first thing she's like, oh, drinks. We need more drinks. Vincent's like, I don't think this is going to be a good idea. She's cute. Both been drinking.
But she wants drinks, and he's supposed to do whatever she wants. So he's got to go to the bathroom. So he tells her, I got to take a piss. So she's like,
so he's going to go to the bathroom.
A little too much information, but go ahead.
Yep, that's right. She's picking out some music. She plays it, and we get the scenes. It kind of cuts back and forth between her, like in the living room, lounge area,
gigantic
him in the bathroom.
Like this bathroom,
he's just talking to himself.
This bathroom reminds me kind of just like size-wise and just the general air of it, I guess. It's always kind of reminded me of the bathroom in The Shining. Just without the red toilets.
Yeah.
The red urinals.
Yes. I see it. I can see that.
It's just this giant bathroom. Like spacious bathroom.
Hey. Marcellus likes spacious places to poop.
Yes. Hey. Sometimes you just need a little air when you're pooping.
So, but he's talking to himself. It's like, this is a test of character. And so, he's just like, you know what's what I'm gonna do? I go home. I'm gonna say I had a nice evening.
Yep.
I'm gonna go home.
Have one drink.
I'm gonna say hi. And have one drink, and go home and jerk off. Right. But we cut back to Mia, and she's settled down. The music's playing in the background, and
she's still wearing the trench coat.
You'll be a woman soon.
Bow, bow. You'll be a woman.
She dances a bit. I guess she dances first to it, and then she sits down.
And she's still wearing the trench coat. She sits down, and she finds a cigarette.
Gets a lighter out. She's playing with the lighter.
Yep. She finds a cigarette. She takes a cigarette. She goes to.
That's right.
Or no, I guess she's just playing with the lighter. She reaches in the pocket, finds his lighter, and she's playing with the lighter.
Then she finds something else.
Goes to put it back in the pocket and feels something else in there. So she pulls that out, and it's a little baggie with a white powdery substance in it. And
she's thinking it's cocaine.
Yeah, she's thinking it's cocaine.
But we know it's heroin.
She's not thinking it's the wild man. A wild man heroin that
wild.
That Vincent bought earlier. So she, puts down a line and she snorts that line. And then her nose starts bleeding.
Right? And she starts bleeding from the nose, almost immediately, right?
Yeah.
And it's going on, and she realizes it's all wrong, and then it cuts. And
then she passes out.
We get Vincent now we got the Vincent coming in, and he's trying to talk to her. So, you know what? It's nice. I'm going to go. It was nice. But then he sees that she's passed out.
And she's thrown up.
Yep. And he's like, oh my, we got to go.
Yeah.
And
so he puts
obviously,
her in his Malibu.
He can't just go take her to the ER.
Nope. He puts her in his Malibu, and he's racing through town. He is racing down the street.
He's going to Lance's house.
And so he pulls out his cell phone and he calls Lance. And, Lance is sitting there watching cartoons. And
he's in his robe, watching cartoons, eating a bowl of cereal. It's probably like 2:00 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
And the phone's
Judy's still there. She's smoking a bong.
He just let the phone ring.
Jody's trying to go to sleep.
Yeah.
And she's getting irritated. And she's like, Lance, I thought you told those assholes never to call here this late.
And he's like, I did. And that's exactly what I'm going to tell him right now.
I'm going to call. Tell you.
That's exactly what I'm going to tell this asshole right now. He answers the phone, and Vincent's like, Lance, I'm coming over.
I'm in big trouble.
And Lance is trying to tell him, no, you do not come here. And then he's like, wait.
I got she's fucking OD. Like, are you calling me on a cellular phone?
Yeah. Are you calling me on a cellular phone?
Prank call.
Nowadays,
and then
it would be a cell phone call on a cell phone.
That's right.
But back in 94, cell phones weren't super common.
Yeah, no.
They were pretty much just for the rich.
So, but then he hangs up, and then he hears a crash outside his house. Right. And he goes out, and Vincent's crashed his Malibu into
Lance's house.
Kind of like they kind of have these little pillars setting up this kind of like overhang that goes over the front walkway.
Yeah, like over the front porch. And so he runs into the concrete base of one of those.
Yeah. Good thing he didn't crash into someone's Corvette.
Yeah.
I go your fucking car.
This is what happens. This is what happens, Larry. This is what happens when you find a stranger in the Alps.
And then he's like, you can't bring her in the house. Like, do you know who this is? Do you know who Marsalis Wallace is? It's like, yeah. Well, this is his wife. If she dies on your lawn, I will be forced to tell them that you didn't help me.
Yeah.
And he's like, why are you bringing this on to me? He did not need to bring her here. He should have just bit the bullet.
So they take her inside, and
And
Jody's in there. Jody's trying to figure out what's going on.
Who's that? It's
and
like, she's OD. It's like, get her out of here. It's like, we can't do it. It's like I gotta find my little black medical book.
It's like, Jody, go get the adrenaline shot that's in the kitchen. I gotta go find my little black medical book.
What? It's like, well, I have one.
Yeah, so he's looking in one of the rooms. It's just covered in the room it's messy. There's just junk in this room, and he's looking all over the place and yelling out to Jody. And he's like, "What are you looking for?" He's like, "I'm looking for a little black medical book." He's like, "You have a little black medical book?" "Yes, I have one." It's like those books that they give the nurses. He's like, "I've never seen one." He's like, "Well, I have one."
And Vince is like, "We're losing her." Trudy is just still on the couch.
Yep.
Just smoking her bong.
Yep. I'm watching all this happen. And so Jody comes over with the adrenal shot.
Right.
And
then
Lance Travolta decides he just stops looking for the book and he comes out there.
And then finally, Vince is like, "I need a felt, Sharpie, a felt pin."
Yeah, because Lance is explaining how to give the adrenal shot. He's like, you got to through the breastbone. You got to put the shot directly into her heart.
Right. So Jody gives the marker. They put a nice little spot right there in the chest, and then Vincent's about to have Lance do it. Lance's like, no. The day I bring an OD bitch to your house,
it's the day I give her the shot.
I'll give her the shot. You're giving her the shot.
So he's like, "How do I do this?" "Well, you got to get through the breastbone." And he starts really poking, tapping really hard on her chest. You could hear it thunking on her breastbone. That could not have felt good to Uma Thurman when they were filming that.
It's got to be enough to get through there. You're just plunging in.
So he's like, so he's doing the motion. He's like, you got to push it real hard. And he does the motion 3 times. Like, I got to stab her 3 times. He's like, no, you just do it once. You have to do it hard enough to get through her breastbone. Hard enough to get through her breastbone.
And then what's going to happen? She's supposed to snap out of it.
He's like, well, just right away. He's like, yes.
And so they get ready, right? It's such a great shot because you get a shot just kind of, again, that's just straight down at Mia's face, right? And then you get a shot and it's just almost her point of view, but of course, obviously, she was not really her point of view, right?
Yeah. And then of Lance and Vincent, and then you get a close up of the end of the needle. And it's just dripping.
Yeah.
A couple of drips coming out of it.
And then Lance counts to 3. And Vincent just plunges it straight down
right in the middle of that.
And then she just snaps straight out. She's like, yeah! Right?
She runs over and
she's
just collapses in front of the couch.
In her bra, and she's got a button-down shirt that's been obviously open, right? And she just kind of fumbles around on the floor.
And then sits down in front of the couch, and she just...
Lance just looks at her, like, if you're okay,
say something. And she says, something?
Joey's like, that was fucking trippy.
Yeah. Well, Trudy's still just sitting on the couch.
Guy, Lance, he fall on the ground like, oh God, thank God.
So then we had a shot of them driving back to Marcellus and Mia's house.
Very quietly.
They're not saying a word in the car. They're both just kind of reliving what just happened. They're contemplating what just happened. And they get to the house and they're walking up to the door, and Vincent, says goodnight to Mia, lets her keep going. And as he's turning around, she's like, "You want to hear my joke?" He's like, "What?"
Well, before they tell a joke, he's like,
"Oh yeah, that's right."
How do you think we should handle this?
How do you think we should handle this with Marcellus? And she's like, "What do you mean?"
She's like,
I can keep
I'd
a
be in
secret
much
if
trouble
you
as
can.
you.
Yeah.
He's like, I highly doubt that. He's like, I can keep a secret if you can.
Like, all right.
And then that's when she's like, "Do you want to hear the joke?"
Yeah.
He's like, I'm too petrified to laugh right now, I think.
Like, it's okay. You're not going to laugh anyway. It's a dumb joke. And he's like, okay. And she's like, well, there are 3 tomatoes walking down the street. Papa tomato, mama tomato, baby tomato. The baby tomato starts lagging behind. The Papa tomato comes back, stomps
gets
on
really
him,
angry.
Gets really angry, comes back, just squishes him and says, "Ketchup."
She's like, ketchup. It's just like,
See, I told you it wasn't funny. He's like,
good night, Vincent. She goes in. He waits.
And meanwhile, she's been given, I'm guessing it's one of Jody's shirts, one of Jody's t-shirts that she's wearing now.
So she goes in, and Vincent just gives her a nice, polite kiss, blows a nice little kiss politely. Yeah. And that's the end of
he's like, I think I'm just going to go home and have a heart attack.
That's right. He does say that. Such a great. The 4 people in that scene just. Yeah. I mean, five. Just play it perfectly.
Yeah.
Really, like the 4, because like one, Uma Thurman's like unconscious or supposedly unconscious for most of the episode.
So Eric Stoltz, that's the end of that story.
And we get the next one.
That section of the movie. Then we have another title card pop up. The Watch.
The Gold Watch.
Yes, the Gold Watch.
Just the watch. Yeah, the Gold Watch.
The Gold Watch. Yeah. And we get a TV. A close-up on a TV. With a very racially insensitive show on.
It's... Yes, well, with Paddlefoot, Clutch Cargo.
Yes.
Ooh.
And the camera zooms out, and there's a little boy sitting on the floor watching TV.
Yeah, and you can definitely tell like this looks like it's probably the late 60s, early 70s, right? And then we hear this voice comes like, "Butch, can you turn the TV off? Someone's here to see you." Larry, Sweet Pea, the man is here. Right? And so he turns it off. He turns around. He's just, he's sitting down on the floor. He's got his, fist under his chin, ready to listen. Because who walks in? But Christopher
Walken.
And his mom, Butch's mom's like, "This is Colonel Kuntz. He was in that POW camp with Daddy." And he's like, it's like, "I sure heard a lot about you."
Yeah. So here, Captain Kuntz. "Hello, little man. Boy, I sure heard a bunch about you. See, I was a good friend of your daddy's. We were here in that Hanoi pit of hell over 5 years together. Hopefully you'll never have to experience this yourself. But when 2 men are in a situation like me and your daddy were, for as long as we were, you take on certain responsibilities of the other. If it had been me who had not made it, Major Coolidge would be talking right now to my son, Jim. But the way it worked out is I'm talking to you, Butch. I got something for you." And he pulls out a watch, right? He's like, "This watch I got here was first purchased by a great granddaddy." Yeah, it's just there's no strap on it. It's just the face, just the watch itself.
The actual watch itself. Yes.
There's no strap.
Go ahead.
"This watch I got here was first purchased by a great granddaddy. It was bought during the First World War in a little general store in Knoxville, Tennessee. It was bought by Private Doughboy Ernie Coolidge the day he set sail for Paris. It was your great-granddaddy's war watch, made by the first company to ever make wristwatches. You see, up until then, people just carried pocket watches. Your great-granddaddy wore that watch every day he was in the war. Then, when he had done his duty, he went home to your great-grandmother, took the watch off his wrist, and put it on an old coffee can. And in that can it stayed till your grandfather, Dane Coolidge, was called upon by his country to go overseas and fight the Germans once again. This time they called it World War II, Your great-granddaddy gave it to your granddad for good luck. Unfortunately, Dane's luck wasn't as good as his old man's. Your granddad was a Marine, and he was killed with all the other Marines at the Battle of Wake Island. Your granddad was facing death, and he knew it. None of those boys had any illusions about ever leaving that island alive. So 3 days before the Japanese took the island, your 22-year-old grandfather asked a gunner on an Air Force transport named Winaki, a man he had never met before in his life, to deliver to his infant son, who he had never seen in the flesh, his gold watch. 3 days later, your grandfather was dead, but Winaki kept his word. After the war was over, he paid a visit to your grandmother, delivering to your infant father his dad's gold watch. This watch was on your daddy's wrist when he was shot down over Hanoi. He was captured and put in a Vietnamese prison camp. Now, he knew if the gooks ever saw the watch, it'd be confiscated. The way your daddy looked at it, that watch was your birthright. And he'd be damned if any slopes were going to put their greasy yellow hands on his boy's birthright. So he hid it in the one place he knew he could hide something. His ass. 5 long years. He wore this watch up his ass. And then he died of dysentery. And when he died of dysentery, he gave me the watch. I hid this uncomfortable metal up my ass for 2 years. Then, after 7 years, I was sent home to my family, and now, little man, I give the watch to you.
I love how quickly it turns.
Yes.
I should say quickly. Yeah, it's a nice, decent length story. And you get to the end.
Yeah, it's a very nice story about this watch. And then at the end, and I love how he denotes the ending section of it by going full Christopher Walken in it. The whole first 2/3 of it. It's this nice, gentle, telling this beautiful story to this kid who this watch is being passed to. And then that last little section of it, he just goes full on Christopher Walken. Talking about hiding the watch up his ass.
And then passing it on to him. But then the boy just snatches the watch from Christopher Walken.
Mm-hmm. And he looks at it.
Right? And then he looks at it, but then we get a quick, fast forward to the present.
Yep.
And
they're in a locker room. Bruce Willis.
And
quickly, grab his stuff out of his locker. Yeah, sits up straight.
No, this is right before the fight.
He's laying on a bench. No, it's after the fight. This is right after the fight.
Well, this is the...
Wait, no, yeah, you're right. This is before. Yeah, this is before the fight.
Yeah, he's reminiscing about this right before the fight.
He sits up straight. He was laying down on the bench.
And he kind of pumps himself up. And then it cuts to after the fight, right?
It cuts to after the fight, and he's running out.
Yep, and then we also see this taxi cab, right? And the cabbie, this lady, Esmeralda, is listening to the fight.
Yeah,
about how the fight's over. I've never seen anything like this. It's brutal. He's it's been confirmed he's died, right?
Yeah, Butch just killed the one fighter. Did they ever say his name? It said the other fighter's name.
I don't know. She calls him the other boxing man.
The other boxing man. But yeah, so on the radio they say he's dead. Butch killed him.
I think we do see the marquee at a glance, so we probably actually see the name. But anyway, so
Butch comes running out, and he gets in the cab, tells her to go. So she starts driving, and she's like, "You're the boxer, aren't you?" It's like, "Yeah." You killed the other boxing man. How do you feel about that?
It's like, what, I did? It's like, yeah, it's on the radio. What does it feel like to kill somebody?
He's like,
it's like, well, hell, you give me one of those cigarettes and I'll tell you.
So she gives him the cigarette, and he looks at her her cabbie license up there, and he's like, Esmeralda Villalobos. Well, Esmeralda Villalobos. She's like, yeah, she says what it means, and then she's like, what? And what's your name? Butch. It's like, what does that mean? I'm American,
I'm
baby.
American.
I'm American, baby. Our names don't mean shit. But then he's like, you asked me what it feels like to kill somebody. Well, I didn't know I killed him until you just told me just now. And
you want to know how I feel now that I know that I killed him?
I don't feel any different.
So we get the scene 2 as they're in the cab. We cut back to the arena where you have Vincent being brought down to see Marcellus.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Right? And they go into this little room there, and
Mia,
it's the guy that runs the strip joint from earlier.
Yeah, so the bartender from earlier is the one.
The bartender
so he opens the door, and Mia is sitting there inside.
She's like, I never thanked you for dinner the other night. Yeah. So we know right now this scene definitely takes place after.
Yes, this scene definitely takes place after that fateful night.
And so, but yeah, and the bartender or manager is talking with. He's like, yeah, I talked to the trainer. He doesn't really know anything. It's like, no, we need to know what he knows. Take him to the dogs and find out for sure what he knows. Right? And so, and then what about Butch? What about Butch? I'm ready to scour the earth for that motherfucker. Butch goes to Indochina. I want someone hiding in a bowl of rice ready to pop a cap in his ass. It's like, okay, it will be done. Right, and then we get back to the cab, and they eventually stop at this payphone, like outside of a hotel. And so Butch is calling someone else in Tennessee.
He's like, hey, so you got the money? When can I pick it up? He's like, because Butch had taken all of the money that he got from Marcellus, and he put it down on himself to win, knowing that because he let slip that the fight was rigged. Yep.
And he had other guys, another couple of guys he knew that would also then go put money on it, and all going to collect off of that. Right. And as we find out later, it's not enough for him to retire for good, but it's enough to disappear.
Yeah.
And live someplace else. So, right. So he gets back to Esmeralda, and then she drops him off at another motel, and he looks at her. It's like, it's like, so who were you? Who's your cab fare tonight? He's like, oh, 3 somewhat salty Mexicans.
Yeah.
Right? Something to that effect.
Something, yeah. And so he, tips her. He gives her like $100.
Yep.
And then
he's like, good night, Esmeralda.
Villalobos.
Like, buenas noches, Butch.
Good night, Esmeralda Villalobos.
They say that.
Like, buenas noches,
that's
Butch.
Right.
I love what she says, Butch.
There's like a movie within the Collateral universe somewhere where she's the Jamie Foxx character.
Yes.
He's Tom Cruise, except they
it's
actually
Vincent.
work in tandem.
Except it's Vincent instead of Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Which his name's Vincent.
There's no antagonism between the two, right?
Yeah. But Tom Cruise's character's name is Vincent in Collateral. So it's John Travolta. Right, John Travolta in Esmeralda's cab. Playing Vincent.
I like it. I like it.
So, yeah.
So Butch makes it up to his motel room, and he turns on the lights, and his girlfriend's there, or his wife is like, turn the light off, right? And so he turns it off, right? And this is Fabienne.
Mm-hmm.
and Fabian is played by Maria de Medeiros, who is a Portuguese actress, and she mostly is like she hasn't done a lot of American films, except for Pulp Fiction, and I love her in this.
Yeah, she's great in this. Yes, Maria de Medeiros.
So he kind of, he wants to get ready to get a shower. He's sweaty. He had a fight, right? He just boxed, and he normally after a fight, right? He's going to get a shower there at the arena, but he had to leave, right? So he's like he's ready to get a shower, but she calls him in the bed. She's like, I like the way you stink. And he's like, do you listen to the match? Like, I don't listen to your matches. And he gets to like, he's like, they kind of continue the conversation. And Fonz just like, I was looking at myself in the mirror, and I wish I had a pot.
You were looking at yourself in the mirror and you wish you had some pot? Like, not some pot, a pot belly.
A pot belly.
He's like, you do have one. He's like, no, not a pot belly. A pot belly's different than I have maybe a little bit of a tummy, but not a pot belly. A pot belly is, you still have
perfect ass,
perfect face, perfect shoulders, perfect chest, perfect legs, perfect ass, but a perfectly round belly.
Perfectly round
pot belly.
Pot belly.
Do you wish I had a pot belly?
It's like, do you wish I had a pot belly? Like, no. Pot bellies make a man look oafish.
But on a woman, they make her look beautiful.
Sexy on a
woman. It's like if you had a pot belly, I'd punch you in it.
Well, I'd punch you in it. You punch me in my belly?
So it cuts to he's in the shower and she's brushing her teeth.
They do the deed first.
Yes, okay, yeah, that's right, they do.
Because they're talking, because they get a little bit closer.
Yeah, so then, then they reach emotional catharsis.
Well, it's like, we're in a lot of danger, aren't we? He's like, yeah. They kill us and they find us, right? Like, yeah. And so, they kind of do the, slow talking. It's like, he's like, she's like, he's like, will you kiss it? She's like, and then, but then he moves down and, gives her. Anyway, they go that direction. And then it cuts to the bathroom scene. And
he's in the shower. She's brushing her teeth.
Butch is finishing. Yeah. She's already out of the shower. She's got the towel on her head. She's brushing her teeth. He's coming out and he's reaching for the towel.
And it's wet.
So
he's like, Fabian, can you please get me a dry towel?
It's like,
Mungalore. Dry towel.
Like, I hate that.
It's like, I hate it when you call me Mungalore. He's like, my name is Fabian.
Stop it, fuckhead.
Stop it, fuckhead.
They're such a perfect couple.
Yeah. She hands him a towel.
It's dry. It's like, oh, thank you. It's like, thank you, sweetie. It's like, oh, that's much better than Mungalore.
Thank you, my beautiful tulip.
Oh, beautiful tulip. That's what
beautiful
it is.
tulip.
Beautiful tulip. That's so much better. He dries off. He gets out of the shower, and then he goes to sit on the toilet, and that's when we get introduced to Bruce Willis as Willis.
Glimpse of Bruce Willis. And
he's sitting outside. Hi. Hi, sister.
Catalog. Bye, sister. But yeah. So then he goes to bed.
Yep.
And he puts on some boxers and he goes to bed.
He goes to bed. And she tries to speak to him, but he just passes out.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Now it's like actually morning, like sun's up,
and Fabienne's watching TV.
She's watching a motorcycle movie.
Yes, she's watching a motorcycle movie, but it's like a war movie with motorcycles.
Yes, and Butch is trying to figure out what it is and why she's watching it, and she's like, not just have it like she's
because it wakes him up it wakes him up and it scares him because he hears gunshots.
Yep.
And he
the movie is The Losers, by the way.
Yeah.
Directed by Jack Starrett.
So right? He asks what she's watching. He's like, "Oh, it's some motorcycle movie." He's like, "It's way too early for guns and explosions." So he turns the TV
so it moves on, and she starts talking about breakfast. And how she wants to get blueberry pancakes.
A big stack of blueberry pancakes with maple syrup and
orange juice.
And orange juice. And a tall glass of orange juice.
Right. And he's listening to this, and he goes to his suitcase.
Yeah,
and you can see he's looking around for something.
Mm-hmm. He's getting dressed. And he's looking around for something, and he can't find it. He's like, hey, Fabienne, you packed my watch, right? It's like, yeah, I think so.
It's like, yeah, I think so.
You packed my father's gold watch. You sure? It's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Sure, bedside table on the kangaroo.
Yeah,
bedside table on the kangaroo.
It's like, and you're sure that you packed it? It's like, yeah, I think so. You're 100% sure.
No,
like,
I think.
Yes. Or you're sure. Either you think or you're sure. It's like, I'm sure. I packed it. He's like, well, why can't I find it? And he starts throwing stuff around the room. Throws the suitcase, picks up the TV and throws it.
Well, he's in the TV yet because he's just throwing everything out of the suitcase first. Right. And so I was like, it's like, so are you sure? It's like she kind of nods her head, and like 100%, and then she shakes her head.
No,
like the other way.
No. It's like, and then that's when he gets really mad.
Motherfucker!
And he picks up the TV, throws it, starts just like hitting the wall. And then he stops himself and he gathers his composure.
He's like, it's my fault. I should have stressed you the importance of this watch.
I should have stressed you the importance of this watch.
And she kind of nods her head. He's like, why does it mean that?
It's like my dad had to go through a lot to give me this watch. I don't have enough time to get into it all right now.
If I have time, Christopher Walken can explain it to
you. This watch has spent time on two men's asses over the course of 7 years. And I still can't get the smell out of it.
I've always wondered too, like the housekeeping. What's housekeeping's reaction
to the TV broken on the floor and everything? Just the room.
I know, like
tattered.
Motel housekeeping probably comes upon quite a few interesting things, but.
I mean, really, most of the stuff he was throwing around was their stuff. It's really just the TV that he threw over.
Yes, that's true. It really is just a TV.
Because it was like his suitcase with his clothes and everything that he threw around.
I guess so. It's not like he started like throwing drawers and stuff like that.
He wasn't like punching holes in walls or anything like that.
So he gets on his blue jeans, puts on a t-shirt, and he leaves. Leaves her some cash
leather jacket.
So she can get her blueberry pancakes.
Or his suede jacket. It's not a leather
jacket. He gets a jacket too. He gets a jacket. Yes.
And
so he's leaving. He takes her Honda.
Mm-hmm. Takes her Honda hatchback.
Mm-hmm. Because they can't take his car anymore, right?
And he drives back to the apartment, but he parks, like a block away.
Yeah.
Parks a block or two away. He's going to
kind of come through the back way.
And it sort of sneaks through the neighbor's yards. And
so he gets out.
Because he knows Marcellus has his guys.
He hears on the radio about Jackrabbit Slims.
As he's walking by one of the houses. Now, that's the question. So there's the theory out there that they didn't actually win the trophy.
Yes.
And that this Jackrabbit Slim's thing on the radio is them talking about somebody stole the trophy.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Tarantino has come out and said that that's not the case.
Okay.
If I remember right. I thought I remembered reading or hearing something
I don't think I knew that
about
Tarantino saying that.
That he said that that's not the case, that they didn't steal it. But I could be wrong about that.
Hey, I could go with it being either way, to be honest. So,
but yeah, I could go either way too. So they were dancing really well.
They danced,
but at the same time, I wouldn't put it past either one of them to steal it.
No,
especially Mia.
One's employed by a criminal, the other is married to that criminal.
Yeah.
They also both are. Yeah. So anyway, I mean, we also witnessed one murder 2 people in cold blood.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. So, he takes his time. He gets to his apartment, and he goes in, and he very slowly puts the key into the lock. Very slowly turns it.
And then pushes away through the door real quick, to try to, surprise anybody who might be in there. And he doesn't see anybody.
There's nothing. So he goes into his bedroom. He looks at the bedside kangaroo.
Yep. Looks at the bedside table. There's a kangaroo. And the watch is sitting right there on the kangaroo.
Right there. So he puts it on.
Puts the watch on, goes over to the kitchen. He's looking around.
He goes like, you know what? I'm hungry.
I want some Pop-Tarts.
So he's going to see, I'm going to look to see what's in my kitchen. I want Pop-Tarts.
So he goes and he pulls out some just generic toaster pastries. He gets
some dollar store brand like Pop-Tarts.
Mm-hmm. Puts them in the toaster, and after he pushes the thing down in the toaster, he looks over. He notices something on the counter, and the camera pans over, and it's a gun. It's not just any gun; it's a MAC-10 that looks almost identical to Snake Plissken's gun from Escape from New York, which is where that inspiration for that gun came from. Tarantino wanted to use the same gun as Snake Plissken.
Hey,
so
he gave it to Bruce Willis.
The only difference is the gun in Pulp Fiction doesn't have the scope on it.
Yes,
but it's got the giant suppressor.
He gives it to Bruce Willis to magical results.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So Butch walks over and he picks it up, and then he hears a toilet flush.
And so how it's set up is like the one end of the kitchen is where, just on the opposite side of the hallway is the door to the bathroom. And he hears the toilet flush. And so he just waits.
He turns around.
And it's Bruce Willis in Bruce Willisness.
Yes. He's standing there. He points the gun at the bathroom door and he just waits. And then the bathroom door opens up and Vincent is standing there holding a book. And
he's surprised. He's shocked.
He's shocked. He sees.
He can kind of tell
Butch
he's
standing there with his gun.
He's like, "Oh shit!"
And Butch gives him a second. He gives us a second to realize what's going on, and then he just unloads on him. He just pulls that trigger and he shoots Vincent down, and he falls back onto the toilet dead. And so then Butch goes to leave, and when he gets to the door, he realizes he's still holding the gun. So he puts it down on a little end table, and then realizes his fingerprints are on the gun. So he goes and he grabs a tissue and he starts wiping off the fingerprints, and then he leaves. He goes back out to his car,
and then he gets his car. And he drives back by the apartment. He's like, that's how you're going to escape this. They keep underestimating you, Butch.
Mm-hmm. And so now he's getting kind of chipper. Because he just took out the hitman that was coming after him. He's got his watch back, and so he starts singing along with the radio.
And Captain Kangaroo.
Playing solitaire till dawn with the deck of 51. Smoking cigarettes and watching Captain Kangaroo. Don't tell me. Got nothing to do. And then he stops at a stop sign. A stoplight. He stops at a stoplight.
Stoplight. It's a red light, yes.
And walking across the street.
To the passenger side, across the sidewalk in front of him.
Yep. Walking across the crosswalk is Marcellus Wallace carrying donuts. Carrying a box of donuts. And he walks out in front of Bruce's car, or in front of Butch and Fabienne's Honda, and he stops.
And he looks over.
Motherfucker. And Butch just hits the gas.
And he still has a red light.
Yeah. Still got a red light, hits the gas, runs right into Marcellus.
Marcellus flips Marcellus
over his car.
And then
he goes out into the
T-bone.
Yeah, he gets T-boned in the intersection, and then ends up crashing across the street on the sidewalk. Then we get from Marcellus's point of view on the ground. We get
a whole bunch of ladies.
A bunch of ladies. One's played by Kathy Griffin.
No, he's waking up. It's like, and then Kathy Griffin's like, hey. If you need anyone to get to court, we'll gladly go. That guy was a madman.
I just noticed Kathy Griffin's name, her character's name in this movie is Kathy Griffin.
And so she's like, who? And she's like, him. She points across the intersection, and there's Butch. He's just sitting on the driver's seat. He's got a broken nose.
Yeah, somebody had given him some ice cubes, so he's holding it on his nose. And
there's two ladies with him, right? One's giving him some ice cubes, and the other's just kind of standing around there.
Wearing those big white 90s shorts.
That's why she dies.
Well, she doesn't die. But Marcellus gets up and he pulls his gun out.
Marcellus looks like, I'll be damned. And he takes out his gun. Kathy Griffin and all the other ladies, they bolt.
Yeah, they bolt, and he raises his gun and he shoots it at
Bush. But
he's still kind of dazed, so he misses, and he hits the woman in the white shorts right in the hip. And, she falls. Yeah. And you know what her character's name is? The lady that he shoots?
Hip?
Shot Lady. Played by Linda Kay.
Hey, Linda.
But yeah, so
now Butch has to start fleeing, and so he's running away. He turns a corner, but of course Marcellus keeps going after him.
And then Butch comes up onto it. He comes to a door, and he goes in there, and it's a pawn shop. And he just sits there and waits because he knows Marcellus saw where he went. So he just waits behind the door.
One worker in this pawn shop is this guy with this, his beard. Right. Mm-hmm. And he's just kind of standing at the end of the counter there. And he's kind of like, what's going on? Right. And he's like, hey. Right. And then
Marcellus comes in.
And Butch
punches him, knocks him down on the ground, and he just gets on and sits on him and just starts pounding him.
He's like, you feel that? That's pride fucking with you. Right. And he takes Marcellus's gun. He's like,
he stands
up. You better kill me. Right, he's about to shoot him, and then we hear a cocking.
Yep, we hear a shotgun cock, and
that's when he
pawn shop.
Ain't nobody killing him in my place of business except me
and Zed.
And then he takes the shotgun and knocks Butch in the head with it, and he falls out. And then Marcellus passes out again.
And then he gets on the phone and he calls Zed. Like, Zed, Maynard, 2 flies fell in the web. Or spiders caught 2 flies. Then it sort of blacks out, and when it comes back, Butch and Marcellus are both tied to chairs in a basement. And they've got ball gags in their mouths.
Mm-hmm.
And Maynard's standing there, waiting for Zed. And Zed comes walking down. Zed's a security guard.
Yes.
Or at least he's wearing a security uniform.
He's wearing a security guard uniform. Like mall security.
Yeah. And they come down and trying to figure out what to do with these two. Well, they know what they're going to do with these two. And Zed tells Maynard to go get the Gimp.
Well, Zed
tells him to bring out the Gimp.
Go get the Gimp. But the Gimp's sleeping. Well, I guess you're just going to have to wake him up.
So Maynard goes to get the Gimp. He goes and there's the box that the Gimp is sleeping in. Or is it a closet?
It's a box.
It's a box, yeah. He goes and gets the Gimp out of a box. And, it's a guy that's dressed all in leather. He's got the mask, the zipper mask on.
Yeah.
He's a Gimp.
And they tie him up to a chain that's out on the ceiling. And the Gimp's just kind of watching this all transpire. Mm-hmm. And Maynard looks at it. Zed's like, well, which one do you want to do first?
So Zed sits down. He does eeny, meeny, miny, mo. And
he puts in some racial language in it.
Yep. Because he does the original version of eeny, meeny, miny, mo, which was very much, racially terrible. And, he settles on Marcellus.
Yep. Marcellus starts screaming. And then
they grab the back of Marcellus's chair and drag him into the other room.
Well, before that, he tells him to be quiet down, and he looks at Marcellus in the eyes, and and starts singing to him. I wanna stand with you on a mountain. I wanna swim with you in the sea.
Bathe with you in the sea.
Lay like this forever. Until the sky falls down on me. And then they politely take him to the back.
Yes. I'm going to take you to my savage garden.
That song actually came out after this.
Yes.
He does not sing.
No, he does not sing. No, he does not sing Truly Madly Deeply to Marcellus Wallace. So they decide that they're going to do it in the back room.
But they close the door.
Yeah, so they drag Marcellus's chair back into the back room. They shut the door, and they just leave. They tell the Gimp to keep an eye. They tell the Gimp to keep an eye on Butch. So the Gimp is just standing there staring at Butch,
and he starts laughing as you can start hearing the screams and the pounding in the other room.
What are they pounding?
And then, but all of a sudden,
are they turning their beds into bunk beds? So they can have so much more room to do activities. So, well, you hear the pounding in the other room and the groans and whatnot.
The whatnot.
Butch, he's trying to get out of the ropes, and he ends up being able to pull up enough. The chair that he's in is, it's an old, worn out chair, so he's able to separate the back piece from the seat, the backrest from the seat, and that loosens up the ropes. And he stands up, and the Gimp.
And all of a sudden, the Gimp realizes he's free.
So the Gimp starts to scream, but he's muffled because he's in a zipper mask. And Butch just punches him once and knocks him out. So he's just hanging there.
Yep.
Then Butch goes up to leave. Goes up. He sees a set of keys sitting on the counter.
Yep.
With a
big Z on it.
Keychain on it. And so he's like, "This must be Zed's."
He's gonna take Zed's.
He grabs the
ride.
So he grabs the keys.
He's about to push the door to head out.
And he stops for a second.
He keeps hearing the screaming, and then he stops and thinks. He's like, well, this just ain't right.
Yeah, this just ain't right. So he's looking around to find some sort of weapon, and he finds a hammer.
Oh, yeah. He finds a hammer.
Picks up a hammer. And then he's about to go back, and then he notices there's a chainsaw. So he puts the hammer down, picks up the chainsaw. And he's like, okay, this will work. But then he sees something else.
Well, first, before the chainsaw, he sees the baseball bat.
Yes. That's right. He sees the hammer and the baseball bat.
The hammer, but not quite there yet.
Yes. And then the chainsaw.
Better than the baseball bat, but...
And then he sees the creme de la creme. He looks up. He sees a katana, a samurai sword on top of the shelf. picks that up and he looks at it. It's like, yes, this is perfect. He doesn't say that, but you can see it in his eyes.
You can see it in his eyes. Man, Tarantino just gave a Mac 10 and a katana to Bruce Willis in this movie.
Yes. Yes. Oh, so awesome. But yeah, so he goes down to the basement and he opens that door and Zed has Marcellus bent over.
Yes.
And he's standing behind him, having a tea party. And Maynard's just sitting in the corner watching.
He's like, come on, do it this way.
Have a sip of tea. They're having a tea party.
No.
And
Maynard all of a sudden gets the...
And so Maynard hears the door open and he turns around and Butch just slashes him with the sword. And then as Maynard starts stumbling back, Butch steps in front of him and turns the sword around and just stabs behind him right through Maynard's gut.
Down to the pelvis.
Yeah. And just stabs him in the stomach. And then Maynard drops dead. And
he just drops. For a while, he's just kind of swaying for like a couple seconds, and then he drops.
And so Zed sees what just happened, and he puts down his cup of tea.
He withdraws.
he puts down his teacup, and he's standing still, and he looks down and he sees there's this box. And
he sees
Marcel's gun is on it,
and
yeah, there's some biscuits and a gun next to the teapot.
Butch is like, you'd love that, wouldn't you?
Like, yeah, is this the first time? Is this the first time that anybody's used a tea party to describe this scene?
I think do they like? Yeah, well, the watercress sandwiches are about to come with this, but probably
the Gimp was going to go get him, but he got knocked out. So Butch, he's holding the sword out.
Don't worry, the dessert's coming.
Yeah. So Butch is holding the sword out, and he's telling Zed, he's like, "Go for it! I dare you. I know you want to grab that gun.
Yeah,
do it." Because he's just waiting for him to go for it, so he can slash his head off. So you can slice him just like he did Maynard. Then from behind Butch, you hear that shotgun again.
Step aside, Butch.
And so Butch steps aside, and Marcellus is holding the shotgun, and he shoots Zed right in the dick. He shoots his junk off.
Teacup handle goes flying off.
Yeah, he shoots Zed's teacup.
Now a handleless teacup.
He shoots that spout right off of that teapot. And so Zed falls on the ground, and he's grabbing his crotch, and he's like screaming.
Obviously, in a lot of pain.
Yeah. And Butch is just kind of standing there, trying to contemplate what he just saw.
He saw a teapot spout go flying at him.
So he and Tea Party. So Butch and Marcellus are kind of just standing there, staring at Zed in pain on the ground. and Butch is like, so what now?
What now?
And
what now? We're gonna get some scones.
Yes, we're gonna get some scones. We're gonna set up some stuffed animals around here. And
someone's gonna pretend to be the queen,
and then somebody else is gonna be Miss Nesbit.
maybe Angela Lansbury will join us.
And then we're gonna get Princess Pansy Boots.
I'll tell you what now. We get a couple of the homeboys to come over here with a pair of pliers and a blowtorch.
Yeah.
That's what he actually says.
To take a pair of pliers and blowtorch to Mr. Rapist here. And then
you hear that, hillbilly boy? I ain't through with you.
I ain't through with you for a damn sight.
And what now between me and you? Tell you what now between me and you.
There is no me and you.
Not no more.
No more. You leave town tonight.
And once you're gone, you stay gone. Or you be gone. And number 2, this here is only between me, you, and soon will live the rest of his short last life in agonizing pain rapist here.
Yeah.
That's when he says,
you hear that hillbilly boy?
I ain't through with you
for a damn sight. Yeah.
We're gonna try all the tea.
we are gonna drain all the tea from your teapot.
Your oolong, your green, your Earl Grey, your chai, your jasmine.
All the tea in China.
And Bush just finds like, yeah, so we're cool. It's like, yeah, we're cool. And so he walks away. He takes one last look to look at the teapot.
To remember Zed. His fond memories of Zed. The two of them lived a lifetime together in this 20 minutes.
Yes. Ving Rhames just puts his hand up to say bye. He starts to head out the door.
So why didn't Butch take the sword with him?
That's what I wanted to know too. He had every chance to take a free katana. He could have been a katana richer and a chopper richer.
And so something about that katana real quick. There's a theory out there. I think I heard it from you first. That's the one that belonged to Michael Madsen's character in Kill Bill. Because he said that he pawned it. When in reality, it shows in that movie that he didn't pawn it. He just claimed that he did.
He claimed that he did, but it was hanging out in his golf bag.
Mm-hmm. But Tarantino has come out and said that Kill Bill is that in the Tarantino verse, in his shared universe of all of his movies, as I said earlier, that some are movies that some are what actually happened in that universe, and some of his movies are movies that those people would watch. And Kill Bill is one of the movies that the people of the Tarantino verse would watch.
Yes, that makes sense.
Which also explains why Uma Thurman is in both Pulp Fiction and Kill Bill.
Right. And one feels like more of a movie that would be watched.
And Kill Bill, the characters in that are pretty much Fox Force 5.
Mm. Except for Michael Madsen. But
yeah, I mean, the female characters in that are pretty much Fox Force 5.
I get it. Yes, yeah.
But, yeah.
So he leaves and he sees Zed's chopper.
Mm-hmm.
So he takes it because he needs a ride. He crashed a Honda.
He goes and sits down on that chopper. It's got tassels coming out the handlebars.
It's got tassels.
Totally looks like it's ridden by a guy that has tea parties in the basement of a pawn shop.
Totally. So he pulls up to the motel. He yells for Fabian to come down. She comes down, and she wants to know how her Honda turned into a motorcycle.
Like, what happened to my Honda? He's like, I'm sorry, baby. I had to crash that Honda.
I had to crash that Honda.
Like, whose motorcycle is this?
Well,
it's not a motorcycle, baby. It's a chopper.
It's a chopper.
Whose chopper is this? Zed's. But no, before they start talking about the motorcycle, about the chopper, then she's upset. He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, baby."
He's rushing her because like they got a train to catch to get back out east.
Yeah, so he's like, "I'm sorry, baby. I'm sorry. I've startled you. Did you have your breakfast? Did you have your pancakes?
They didn't have blueberry. I had to get buttermilk." And she's looking at him. She's also concerned because like he's got a broken nose. He's very different looking than when he left. Mm-hmm. It's like. Because that's the first question when he arrives. Like, are we
what
in
happened
danger?
to your nose? Yeah. He's like, what happened to your nose? He's like, I broke it. I broke my nose. Like, what happened to my Honda? I'm sorry, baby. I had to crash that Honda.
And Pine's like, I've had the single weirdest morning of my life. Yeah. I'll tell you about it later. All the delicious tea that was had.
Yes. Then she's like, whose motorcycle is this? It's a chopper, baby. Whose chopper is this? Zed's. Who's Zed? Zed's dead, baby. Zed's dead.
Zed's dead.
And then they ride off, and that's the end of that segment of the movie.
And then we get a title for another segment. The Bonnie situation.
And we're back in that apartment. Brett's apartment. We start out, we hear the gunshots. First, we hear the gunshots.
Yep.
And
we hear the first gunshot, and then we get Jules saying his little soliloquy from reciting his Bible verse. But then we get cut to the bathroom.
Yeah. And there's a guy sitting in the bathroom, played by Alexis Arquette. Plays fourth man.
Yes, because he is the fourth man in this scene. Well, out excluding Jules and
he's sitting
Vincent.
on the he's sitting in the bathroom. He's got a
hand cannon.
He's got a big gun.
And you can tell that like he was in the middle of taking a shit when they came.
Mm-hmm. But luckily, he had his hand cannon with him.
He just happened to have that.
I mean,
he was taking a poo.
I mean,
some of the characters in this movie, I would buy that. But hey, guess what? If Vincent Vega would have kept his in the back when he took a poop, we would have had a different set of events.
Yeah. So
Zed never would have had a tea party that morning.
Nope.
At least not with Marcellus Wallace.
Yeah.
No.
So then you hear
Brett and that's when we get the gunshots.
And then you have the shooting Brett, and then you hear them sort of talking, and it's still from fourth man's perspective.
Yes.
And then he runs out of the bathroom and just starts shooting at him.
And you hear him yell, "Die, motherfuckers!"
Because now the two of them are standing in the middle of the living room talking over Brett's dead body. And so, he runs out there, like, die, motherfuckers! And he starts shooting, just unloads all 6 shots from that revolver. Right at Jules and Vincent. And he does not hit him.
And he runs out. He's pretty close range. He's got 2 hands on the gun. Mm-hmm. So, he should have pretty good control. It's a big gun for this guy's size, but given the distance and that he's actually got 2 hands on it, he could probably should at least hit one of them.
So when they realize that he didn't hit either one of them, And they both just
they
shoot
look
him.
they look down, they look back, and then they look up, and this is where they get the iconic shot, both of them with their guns raised.
Mm-hmm. That famous Pulp Fiction poster with Jules and Vincent on it. With the gun
and
raised.
They use the rest of their they don't use the rest of their bullets, I guess.
No, I think they each just shoot him once.
Yeah.
But he's dead.
They shoot him. He's dead.
And then they turn around and they see all the bullet holes in the wall behind him. And
we should be fucking dead.
Yeah, Jules like, we should be fucking dead.
But Marvin is still freaking out.
Marvin's over like huddled by the door.
And so Jules is more really puzzled about not being hit. And Vincent wants to know why Marvin didn't tell them about fourth man.
About the guy in the bathroom with a fucking hand cannon.
And he's still kind of in shock. He can't really answer it. And then Jules like, did you see the size of that thing? It was bigger than he was. He's like, we should be fucking dead. Right? Like, this was a miracle. And Vincent's not willing to concede that it was a miracle.
And he's like, well, what are you saying miracle? Are you saying, what you're saying is that God came down from heaven and stopped these bullets? It's like, yes, that's exactly what I'm saying.
I want you to acknowledge that something happened here that
there's footage. There's footage of cops in a shootout. They just unload. I saw footage of they were in a shootout with this guy, and they just unloaded on him, and nothing hit. It happens.
It's like, no, this just doesn't happen. I want you to admit that something miraculous happened. It's like, okay. But let's continue this conversation now. Later, so we don't have to continue it at the police station. So Jules is at least assuaged enough that, okay, Vincent cares. We can leave.
Yeah.
Right. And they start leaving. And then the faithful wards to poor Marvin happens. Like, well, come on, Negro. And Marvin comes up and they continue the conversation in the car.
Jules and Vincent.
It's like,
Jules is driving, Vincent's riding shotgun.
Sometimes these things happen that you just can't explain. Like, just they just happen. And there's probably some explanation that just it's some random thing that happens.
And Marvin's sitting in the back, and Vincent turns around. He's like,
he's
still holding his gun.
Marvin at first, like, before he turns around, he's like, Marvin, what do you think? And Marvin's like, oh, I don't even have an opinion. So Vincent turns around,
and he's still got his gun in his hand. He rests his hand up on the back of the seat, and his gun's pointing.
Well, you gotta have an opinion.
It's like, you gotta have an opinion, and then you can see his finger moving on that trigger, and then the gun goes off.
All of a sudden, it looks like
shows from the back of the car.
Reddest Jackson Pollock painting you've
ever seen. It shows from
the
exterior of the back of the car, and just that back window just gets splattered with red. You got red on you.
And Jules feels the splatter go hit the back of him. Like, damn, what just happened?
I love Vincent's response. Like, oh man, I shot Marvin in the face. Just so nonchalant. He's like, oh man, I just shot Marvin in the face.
Why did you do that? Why did you do that?
I don't know. Why'd you hit a bump? You must have hit a bump or something. The gun just went off.
He's like, Marcellus has a friendly place around. Like, he had no friendly place around here. This is the hills. It's like, we gotta get off of here. Cops send a notice when your car is covered in blood.
So Jules pulls out his cell phone and he calls his buddy, Jimmy.
Like, hey, Jimmy, we need a favor.
Because he's got a friend over in Toluca Lake. Jimmy. And that's not too far from there. So he's like, hey, Jimmy, I need to hide a car for a minute.
Me and buddy,
a little bit.
Yeah.
We gotta use your garage for a little bit.
It hangs up, and the next thing we just see, it's just Vincent and Jules in one of Jimmy's bathrooms.
Yeah, in a bathroom, and
they're cleaning their hands.
So Jules is washing his hands, and then he goes to dry them, and Vincent goes to wash his hands.
And dry them. And Vincent's like, just like, I just don't want, I hope your friend's like, cool. It's like, hey, Jules like, hey, you gotta remember who's doing Hugh a favor here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right? Like, I don't know. This entire part, like, Vincent doesn't want to take any shit from people.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, he's the one that probably should just shut up and accept whatever.
Exactly.
Comes his way.
Exactly. And so Vincent's drying his hands, and he hands the towel to Jules, and Jules sees it, and it's covered in blood. This white towel is covered in blood. Meanwhile, the towel that Jules was using is still white.
It's like, what are you doing here? Like, this is the type of shit that's gonna bring things to a head. It's like, well, I don't know. Maybe he had lava. He's blaming Jimmy for not having the correct soap. It's like, I used the same soap you did, and when I finished, my towel didn't look like a damn Mexican hat.
It's like, but you saw me wash them. I saw you get them wet. I love their argument here. It's just then they're down in the kitchen, and Jimmy has made them coffee.
You could tell, like, they had not really discussed this yet. No. This is the first time they've actually talking.
Yeah,
because Jimmy's made some coffee, and he's looking at them. He's not happy.
No, Jimmy is played by Quentin Tarantino.
And Jules is like, "Oh, Jimmy, this is some."
You could have. We would have been fine with just some.
Jimmy,
some
this is some gourmet shit.
We would have been fine with just some good old Taster's Choice, but you break out the gourmet shit. And Jimmy's like, "Don't Jimmy me, Jules. Don't Jimmy me."
It's like, Jules, shut up. Hey, I know the type of coffee I drink. When Bonnie goes shopping,
she buys coffee.
This shit.
So I buy the good coffee because that's what I like. And now here's the thing about the coffee. No, go ahead. Real quick.
Go ahead.
So the thing about the coffee, I recently, since Once Upon a Time in Hollywood came out, there's been a theory that this coffee is this gourmet coffee, that it's Folgers.
Okay.
Because the whole story with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, where, which we covered a while back, where the Manson family did not kill Sharon Tate and the heir to Folgers coffee.
Yes.
As they did in real life. Then because his movies are all in the same universe, which would mean that Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is the past to to Pulp Fiction.
Right. Yes.
Which would mean that since the heir to Folgers was not killed that night, that they went on to produce gourmet coffee. Folgers became like a gourmet name.
Yes.
Which I've always thought was an interesting
theory.
And so that this coffee is so good because it's Folgers coffee from that timeline.
That's got some weight to it. I'll take it. I think I like that.
I kind of like it too.
Anyway, Jimmy is not concerned about the coffee in the mug.
Because that's not the only reference to the good coffee in this movie.
No, it's not.
Jimmy's good coffee. But yeah. So, yeah, he's not... He doesn't want to talk about the coffee. He wants to talk about the dead guy in the garage.
Did you see the sign on my yard lawn that says "Dead Guy Storage"?
Like
we're editing it here.
What? Yes, we're editing it.
If you have seen it, you know how we're editing. Anyway. So, just like, hey, I didn't see no sign. Like, did you see the sign
that said "Dead Guy
on
Storage"
my lawn?
It's like, no, we didn't see a sign.
At some point, Jules like,
that's because it's not my business to hide dead guys.
Store dead guys isn't my. And both of them, both of them are willing to take this. Like, okay.
It's like, there's a phone in the other room. Go call somebody.
Bonnie comes back in 90 minutes. And you know what happens if she comes back and finds a dead guy?
Like, Bonnie comes home in about 90 minutes. Graveyard shift at the hospital. You know what happens if she walks in and sees all this going on? It means I'm going to get divorced.
No trial separation.
Get divorced. No trial separation. No therapy. Divorce. I don't want to get divorced. I love my wife.
She buys shit coffee, but I love my wife. But you gotta go call some people.
Call some people.
So Jules gets on the phone with Marsalis. Marsalis, he's sitting poolside, and Mia's coming up behind him. He's like,
and this is clearly before, because this is a continuation of the story at the beginning of the movie. So this is before, I mean, obviously, because Vincent's around. So it's before the Bruce Willis part. And then it's also obviously before the Mia and Vincent part, because they were talking about that date at the beginning of the movie, how it was coming up.
Yes. That very morning, a couple hours ago.
So chronologically, this is the second part.
What do you think? This is the second part, yes. Chronologically.
So.
Not, unless you theoretically want to include the little prologue on Gold Watch.
True. That would really be the chronological start. Because that was back when Butch was a kid.
Yes. So that really would be the first of this. That's really like the first thing that takes place in this movie, chronologically.
Yeah. But anyway. So yeah, he's talking to Marsalis. Marsalis is sitting poolside. And
it's like, yeah, no fucking shit she's gonna freak. Vincent, Jules, he wants more action. It's like I want you to tell me that just chill, wait for the cavalry, essentially is what he's saying.
Yeah. He's like,
while you wait for the reinforcements of the cavalry. I love Marsalis' response.
Marsalis' response is word for word what Jules said to him that he wanted to hear. This is word for word, but he replaces the word cavalry with the wolf.
And wait for Jules the wolf. Like, you're setting the wolf
coming directly.
It's like, you feeling better now? You feeling better, brother?
It's like yeah, Negro.
That's all you had to say. So now they built up. Who is this wolf?
So they hang up, and then there's a party going on.
This is early in the morning for this nice of a party, by the way.
Yeah.
This is still supposed to be like what, 8:30 in the morning?
Yeah. This is supposed to still be like 8:30 in the morning. And because they were at Brett's place just before 7:30. Yeah, they were only there for a few minutes. So this is an early breakfast party that's going on.
Yes, I mean, everyone's dressed nicely.
Yeah. So you get Harvey Keitel in a tux.
You see,
sitting on the end of the bed. He's talking on the phone, taking notes.
He's sitting on the end of a guest bed. It's like a twin size bed in this guest room in this house, the party. Just taking notes. He's got a little notepad.
Taking notes. And it's like, okay, so give me the principles again. And, he's writing down names and descriptions and all that. And then they're like, okay, so it's
he looks at it, he gets the address. He's like,
that's a half hour. That's 30 minutes away. I'll be there in 10. And then you get just a shot of the street, and down at the bottom of the screen, it says 9.5 minutes or 9 minutes and 37 seconds later.
Yes.
And then this Acura just comes speeding down the road.
Just stops on a dime right in front of the house. And then he rings the doorbell. We see the inside of the house coming, behind Jimmy. Jimmy opens the door. Harvey Keitel is standing there. He's like, you must be Jimmy. This is your house. It's like, yes, it is. Like, I'm Wolf.
My name is Winston Wolf.
I solve problems.
Yeah, he's like, my name is Winston Wolf. I solve problems. And I hear you have a pretty big problem here.
We have one.
That's right.
Yeah, we have one.
We have one. It's like, may I come in? He's very polite. The wolf is very polite.
Jimmy is very polite to him.
Yes.
He addresses him as Mr. Wolf.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So he takes him into the dining room, little like kitchen area. He's like, and then he kind of gets a rundown of what the problem is. He gives the rundown of what the problem is.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That there's a body in the trunk in the garage without a head. Right? And that Jimmy's wife is coming home, and she would be none too pleased.
It's a green Chevy Nova.
And found him doing gangster shit.
His wife would be none too pleased. She came home and found them doing gangster shit. I love that. So he starts barking orders at telling Jules and Vincent what they need to do to get out of this.
Yeah, he's like, you gotta go get some. This looks to be a domesticated house. You gotta get some towels.
I'm sure you've got
blankets.
Some
the
good
darker the better.
Some cleansers and stuff.
You gotta spray all that stuff down. Start collecting all the blood, especially the pools where everything's pulled together.
The bits of bone,
all the pieces of bone and
skull. Get all that cleaned up, and then cover the upholstery with blankets. The darker the better.
We don't have to eat off of it, but if we get stopped, the cop will look briefly, glance at it once over, and won't think anything of it.
Yeah.
Right. And so he finally says, "Okay, gentlemen, we got 50 minutes. Let's go." But Vincent is not pleased with this tone.
Yeah.
He asks for a please.
And he's like, "A please would be nice." And Wolf is like,
I love Jules' reaction. Like, oh, shit. Oh, shit. He's like, he's thinking about it. He might need to slowly inch away.
Yeah, he's like, we may be disposing of. Vincent or Jules is like, oh, Wolf's going to kill him. So Wolf steps over. He's like, hey, you got yourself into this. You called me here to help you. So this is what I'm doing to help you.
If my help is not appreciated, best of luck, gentlemen. Yeah. Jules is like, yo, Mr. Wolf, your help is greatly appreciated. I assure you. And Vince's like, hey, I just don't feel like I have anyone barking orders. He's like, and it said,
oh, well, Jules then, the Wolf is like, well, then pretty please with sugar on top. Go clean the fucking car.
No, I think fast, I act fast.
Yeah, that's right.
If you want to value your lives, you better respond fast, right?
Otherwise,
so pretty please.
Yeah, with sugar on top.
Clean the fucking car.
Otherwise, Monster Joe is going to be disposing of 2 bodies.
So we cut to the bedroom, and Wolf is on the phone. With the junkyard.
With Monster Joe.
With Monster Joe's, right? He's like, with nobody that will be missed. Right? And Jimmy comes in with the blankets.
Nova. Yep, nobody that'll be missed.
It's like Chevy Nova, right? Jimmy comes in, and he's a little concerned because, it's the best linens that from
he's
wedding,
carrying sheets.
And
he's carrying blankets.
From Aunt Ginny. And what's the uncle's name? I can't remember the uncle's name.
Aunt Ginny and Uncle Conrad.
Uncle Conrad, that's
Uncle
right.
Conrad and Aunt Ginny.
And so, he's very polite to the Wolf. And the Wolf's like, no, oh, yeah.
He's like, I understand. Jimmy.
Call me Winston, please. Oh, well, Winston, he goes to, he's like, Jimmy, we were Uncle Conrad and Aunt Ginny rich. I'm like, no.
Well, your Uncle Marcellus is.
Your Uncle Marcellus is.
And I'm sure that he would be more than happy to furnish you with a brand new bedroom set. Now, like Oak myself.
Which I'm sure your Uncle Conrad and your Aunt Ginny and your Uncle Conrad.
Your Uncle Conrad and your aunt, and then he kind of motions. He's like, Aunt Ginny would be more than happy to approve of. And he whips out a wad of cash from his pocket.
A massive wad of cash.
He's just flipping through.
I like oak myself.
You an oak man, Jimmy? And Jimmy's just staring at this wad of cash. He's like, yeah, oak's nice.
Hey, this is not a bad get for him.
No. No. He doesn't even have to do anything to clean. He doesn't have to do any of the cleaning.
He shouldn't have to do anything to clean.
He shouldn't have to.
He just provided the service of his blankets.
He just provided the service of his blankets and his
temporary garage storage.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So, Winston hands him a bunch of money.
And then we got to
presumably enough for an oak bedroom set.
Probably plus more, would be my guess.
Probably.
I think Uncle Marsalis is very, very generous.
Yes. Yeah, so then they're out in the garage looking at the during all this, it cuts back and forth between them and Jules and Vincent cleaning the car.
Is up front. Yeah. And he's just kind of
wiping the dash a little bit. Meanwhile, Jules is in the back, picking up bits of skull and brain matter.
They're having this conversation, and finally,
and Vincent's like, "Come on, Jules,
not Jules."
Vincent's race car in the red.
Jules' tone.
Yeah, he's like, "I don't like your tone, Jules.
Oh, you're a race car,
and you got me in the red, and you don't want a race car in the red."
Well, I'm a mushroom cloud laying motherfucker. I'm TNT. I'm the guns of Navarone.
I'm the guns of the Navarone.
I touch pieces of brain or little bits of skull. In fact,
why am I on brain detail? You should get your ass back here and pick up the brain.
You shot this. You shot this dude. I'm going to the front. You're picking up his skull.
So then they're done. They're done cleaning it, and Vincent and Jules are standing outside the car, and Wolf and Jimmy come out to the garage, and the Wolf's looking at it. He's like, "Nice job, fellas." Then he's like, so then they start talking about their travel arrangements to get to Monster Joe's. And, the Wolf is going to drive the tainted car, and Jules is going to ride with him. And Vincent is going to follow in the Wolf's Acura. And that's right. This is where Monster Joe is going to dispose of two bodies. Comes in.
Yes.
It's like, yeah, that's right. It wasn't earlier.
It's like, if we come across any cops, don't do anything unless I do something first. Whereas Jules says, like, don't do shit unless.
Unless what? Unless you do it first. Spoken like a true prodigy.
Spoken like a true protege.
And then, he tells Vincent he's going to be driving his Acura. He's like, and if I get it any worse condition than I gave it, Monster Joe's gonna any different one scratch, not a scratch. If I get that car back at any less quality than I gave it, Monster Joe's gonna be getting rid of two bodies. And Vincent understands. And then they're outside of Monster Joe's junkyard. Oh no, they're not. They went. No, before the whole travel arrangements thing, they took them out in the back to hose them down.
Yes,
because they're still wearing their suits and they're covered in blood and brain matter.
Just shot a dude.
Yeah, so
this is absolutely necessary.
Mm-hmm.
And so they strip to that bare ass,
strip down, and the Wolf's holding the garden hose. Jimmy's standing next to him, holding a trash bag and a wad of clothes. So, they take their suits off and all their clothes and everything. They put them in the trash bag. And then they toss them a bar of soap. Toss them each a bar of soap.
I'm sure you've been to county, gentlemen.
I'm sure you guys have spent some time in county. He starts spraying them with a hose. And then, they're done, and he's like, Jimmy, give them the clothes. And now they're dressed like they were at the beginning. At the beginning of the
when they go to meet Marsalis,
Vincent and Mia
to deliver
segment.
the briefcase.
When they go to deliver the briefcase, they're dressed like that. Like, as Jimmy puts it, a couple of dorks. And then Jules reminds him, "You're close."
I love the wolf's response. Though he just laughs. Like, what do they look like, Jimmy?
A couple of dorks.
I feel like Jimmy and the wolf developed a very special friendship.
I think so. I think they still like call each other up on holidays and spend time together from time to time.
So, but they make sure they also put the clothes in the dirty rags into the trunk of the car to be disposed of.
Yeah.
So
then they get over to Monster Joe's, and Jules and Vincent are standing outside the gate waiting, and
no waiting, and
Wolf comes walking out with Monster Joe's daughter, played by Julia Sweeney. Raquel.
Played by Julia Sweeney.
And he's
so like, what are you guys coming from? Like a volleyball game or something?
And then Vincent thanks the wolf. Thanks Winston Wolf for all of his help.
And Joel's like, "Yeah, it was a real pleasure watching you work.
Real pleasure watching you work." And shakes his hand, and Vincent is acting completely differently than he has the rest of the movie. He's actually showing some respect. And
the wolf, now he's dropped it. Now it's not just now it's a friendly relationship. It's like, call me Winston.
Yeah. And then he looks at Raquel. He's like, "You see that?
Respect for your elders.
Respect for your elders. That's respect. Something you need to learn a little bit of." And then he's like, "Well, gentlemen, I'm taking Raquel here out to breakfast. Can I drop you off somewhere? Where do you live?" And he told where they live. Inglewood.
I can't remember where.
The Valley, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Valley. He's like, "Oh,
I see your future.
I see your future. I see a cab ride."
Move out of the sticks, gentlemen.
So he and Raquel get in the Acura and they drive off. And then
they have a tea party.
Vincent's like, "Would you like to share a cab with me?" And Jules is like, "Cool, you sure?" Cool. He's like,
I can eat some breakfast.
I can eat some breakfast. You want some breakfast? Jules like,
cool. I ate Brett's breakfast. I'm full.
Let's go to Big Kahuna Burger. So then they're at a diner, and they're talking about Jules.
Everything that's transpired.
Yeah, everything that's transpired that day, and Jules, he's.
I guess I don't get that deep. They don't get that deep into it, but Jules is eating a muffin, and Vincent is eating some bacon. He looks like he's got some runny egg on there and toast.
Yep.
And they have a discussion about.
He offers
about bacon.
Yeah, he offers Jules some bacon, and Jules turns it down. He's like, "What? You don't like bacon?" He's like, "No, you don't eat." He's like, "No, I eat meat. I just don't eat dirty animals." He's like,
"What do you mean?
What do you mean? Like, I don't eat filth. Pigs wallow around in filth. I don't eat filthy animals."
Well, so is a dog.
Like,
is there a dog a filthy animal? Like,
no. Dog has character.
Dog's a character, but I don't eat dog anyway.
Like, well, what if it was a?
It's like, well, okay, well, if a pig had some character, then it would cease to be a dirty animal.
Well,
that'd be one charming motherfucking pig.
That pig would have to be like Arnold on Green Acres.
I love the casual drop of Green Acres in this movie. Green Acres is the place to be.
Farm living life for me. But yeah. So then they get back to talking about what happened at the apartment.
Well, at first,
miracle.
Vincent's really like, I am so glad to see you more like loose. Like you were concerning me earlier.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And that's when it gets back to the conversation about the apartment.
And Jules reveals that when they get back, they're going to turn in the case, and then he's going to quit.
He's like, I bet Marsalis is going to laugh at you if you do that. It's like, I don't care if he does.
It's like, then what are you going to do? It's like, wander the earth like Kane from Kung Fu. It's like, so you're going to be a bum. Like, no. I'm going to wander the earth. You just told me you're going to quit your job and you're just going to roam the earth. You're going to be a bum. Like, no, just
that's what you're going to do without
do adventures.
Without paycheck, a job, Social Security. Like,
you know what they call that? A bum.
A bum. Interesting note on this, which I'm sure is one of them. It's probably one of the more famous conspiracies linking to Tarantino movies. But the Samuel Jackson's character in Kill Bill Volume 2, who plays the piano at the chapel, many people believe that is Jules.
Which again, I think that has come. I've thought that before too, but I think that's another thing. I thought I remembered reading somewhere that Tarantino debunked that, and also
I'm glad because I don't like the idea of Jules being killed.
Me neither.
In this shootout at the.
Me neither. But yeah, that's been debunked. That's not Jules, especially since Tarantino has come out and said that Kill Bill is a movie that the people in Pulp Fiction would watch. That's right. Which would then mean that it's not. I mean, it still could, maybe one of the adventures that Jules got into is as an actor, and he was playing that part.
He could play that role, exactly. When he does live in LA, he could easily transition into roles, movies. But
yeah, so
and this just gets Vincent. He's just kind of tired of this at this point,
and he's got to poop.
He's like, I'm gonna poop.
So he goes into the bathroom, and in case you couldn't tell from the Bruce Willis story on there, the Gold Watch segment, bad things tend to happen when Vincent goes to the bathroom. From the Gold Watch segment and from the Mia segment.
Mia ODs. Bruce Willis finds his gun and then blows him away.
Yeah, so what's bad things tend to happen when Vincent goes to the bathroom. So, right after Vincent goes to the bathroom, then we start hearing Tim Roth and Amanda Plummer.
Right? We've heard them in the background. We heard earlier, we heard someone say, "Garçon, coffee."
Mm-hmm.
Right?
And we hear it again.
And some of the conversation we've heard on some of it has been, that's the same. The Garçon coffee, right? But yeah, we see them kiss, and then we see them, get up, like we did early in the movie, and we hear Tim Roth, Pumpkin, everyone be cool. This is a robbery.
And then we hear Honey Bunny.
Honey Bunny's line is different.
Honey Bunny's line is a little bit slightly different than it was at the beginning. She jumps up and she's like, "If any one of you pricks moves, I'll execute every one of you motherfuckers."
Every one of you motherfuckers. That's right.
Because the beginning was
and now we have
a
full sequence of this robbery, right?
So that just shows the different points of view.
We see them kind of
who heard, how people heard it.
How people heard it.
So
because,
which way was the way that she actually said it? I don't know.
Was it one in between? I don't know.
But
I can tell you, what certain logos might have been at that time. AOL or Netscape or whatever it was, Microsoft. But what was actually said, who knows? Because they have different perspectives.
Yep. But so she's going around getting everybody on the outside of the house, and then Pumpkin
they want to get people out of blind spots, so they get some people in the back.
He goes to the kitchen, forward. Takes all the cooks out of there, gets them out with everybody else.
And they
then they start. They get a trash bag.
Stuff in the register, and then they get the trash bag. That's right.
And they start collecting some wallets, and then the manager comes out. And he's like, "Oh, hold on, it's okay, we're gonna cooperate." And they think that he's gonna be a hero, so they slam him down on the counter.
Like, looks like we got a hero, honey bunny. And she's like, "Well, just execute him." He's like, "I am not a hero. I'm just a coffee shop."
No, he's like, "I'm just a coffee shop." And then, Pumpkin pushes his head down and, puts the gun up to it. And then his manager is muffled.
Yeah.
And so all you hear him say is, "I'm just a coffee shop." And so if you look at the credits, at the end credits,
he's just his coffee shop.
Yes, his character's name is Coffee Shop.
Very appropriate.
Yeah.
So that's when they get a trash bag out, and they're coming around. And they're like, "I'm going to collect your wallets." Right? And so he's going around collecting wallets, and Honey Bunny is doing crowd control, like I said earlier. Finally, he comes around, and he sees Jules. And Jules is kind of like, in the middle of Jules and Vincent are kind of like in the middle of the diner.
Yeah. So they're
kind of at the seats that are the booth that kind of come up close to the main bar area.
Yeah. And so he sees him there, and Jules, he's not panicking at all.
He's not panicking.
Because we see him, he has pulled his gun out, and he's got it under pulled the hammer back, and he's holding it under the table. And he's just waiting.
He's got his right hand holding it, and with his left hand, he's just kind of holding the wallet up in the air, ready to give it when they come. So, Pumpkin comes over. He's like, "Put it in the bag." And he puts it in the bag. He complies, and then that's when he sees, Tim Roth sees the briefcase. He's like, "What's in the briefcase?" My boss's laundry.
Yeah, my boss's dirty laundry.
Like, your boss makes him do the laundry? He's like, "Yeah, sounds like a shitty job." Like, I was just thinking the same thing myself.
It's like, "Open it up. You give it to me." It's like, I can't give you this case.
I can't do that.
It's like, "Why not?" Because it doesn't belong to me. It's not mine to give. And so he puts the gun in his face.
He's like, "I hate to break it to you, Ringo. This is not the first time a gun's been in my face."
It's like, "I'm going to count to 3. Yeah, because, Pumpkin's name is Ringo. And he's like, "I'm going to count to 3. 1, 2, 3. And then when he says 3, then Jules is like, okay. All
right.
He takes the case out.
Gets the case.
Puts it on the table. Opens it up.
He opens it.
And that gold light shines up in Tim Roth's face. And he's like, "Is that what I think it is?"
And he's like, "It's beautiful."
He's like, "Yeah." And then Honey Bunny standing over on top of a table.
"Honey, what is it?" It's the golden teapot.
Yeah. So there are a lot of theories about what this is in the case.
Yes.
A lot of theories.
Masala Wallace's soul. That's why you see the Band-Aid. The other popular theory for a long time was the money that was stolen in Reservoir Dogs.
The diamonds that were stolen in Reservoir Dogs, which that's actually what Tarantino has come out and said is the prevailing, what he viewed it as.
The prevailing, winner.
Not necessarily what it is, but it's what when he was filming, that's what he had thought it was. That's what it was in his mind, that it was the diamonds from Reservoir Dogs. But he has debunked the theory that it was Marcellus Wallace's soul. Which I kind of like that theory.
I kind of like that theory too.
But so because then, it would also explain why he was so lenient on Butch later.
Yeah.
After the Tea Party.
It would. Yes.
Because then he would have his soul back. Because that takes place after this.
He got his soul back. Amasa's Walls got his soul back. Starring Angela Bassett.
Stella got her groove. Marcellus Wallace got his soul. But yeah, so so then he closes the case. He's like, I can't give this to you because it's not mine to give. Well, no, he closes the case, and then he grabs Ringo's arm, his gun, and pulls him down on the table and puts his gun in his face. Puts his gun in Ringo's face. Tells him that he's going to count to 3, and when he does, he's going to let go of the gun, put his hands flat on the table, and he's going to sit down in the booth across from him.
Mm-hmm.
And so he counts to 3. Ringo lets go of his gun, puts his hands flat on the table, sits down.
And now Honey Bunny is freaking out.
Honey Bunny.
She's come over.
She's freaking out.
She's standing on the booth, and she's got the gun.
And she's pointing at him, and
she's screaming, and he's telling Ringo, tell that bitch to shut up.
Yeah. Say, bitch, be cool. Because when you're not cool,
Fonzie's here.
When you're not cool,
what's Fonzie like?
That's when accidents happen. That's when motherfuckers get shot.
And when motherfuckers get shot.
That's when motherfuckers get scared. And when I get scared, that's when motherfuckers get shot. So tell
you don't
her,
want
say,
that.
bitch, be cool.
You don't want that.
And so Ringo's like,
Ringo here,
be cool, honey bunny.
Definitely
be
doesn't
cool, honey bunny.
Want that.
Yeah. Ringo here definitely doesn't want that. And so she's like, okay.
We're gonna be three little Fonzies.
We're gonna be like 3 little Fonzies. What's Fonzie like? He's cool. That's right. He's cool.
We're gonna be cool.
We're gonna be cool. So they get them calmed down. And then Vincent comes out of the bathroom.
Generally, before he comes out, I was like, no, you're lucky you pulled this when I was in that transitional period.
No, that's after.
Normally,
that's after Vincent came out.
Your ass would be dead as fucking fried chicken. Right?
But so while this stuff's going on, it shows Vincent in the bathroom sitting on the toilet, and he's reading the same book he was reading at Butch's place.
Sitting on the toilet.
Sitting on the toilet, then a flush. Yeah, so while right after Jules gets them calmed down, Vincent comes out of the bathroom and he just starts yelling.
And he's pointing
his gun at Honey Bunny, at Yolanda.
He's telling Vincent, shut the fuck up.
He's like, Honey Bunny. Yolanda pointed at me.
Point the gun back on me. It's like, all right. Now it's like, no.
And this is when he's like, all right, Ringo.
I want to go back in there.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm proud of you. Transitional period.
Yeah. So then he's like, and Yolanda,
normally
I'm proud of you.
Would be dead as fried chicken.
Well, before that though, he's like, I'm proud of you, Yolanda. I'm proud of you, and Ringo is proud of you. Now,
tell her you're proud of her. I'm proud of you,
Honey Bunny.
How you doing, Yolanda? It's like, I want to go home.
I have to
go pee. It's like,
and then
I want you to go down.
Like,
get my wall.
He's like, yeah, you're lucky that
he goes in. He's looking around like, which one is it?
It's the one that says bad motherfucker.
The one that says bad motherfucker.
So he reaches down and he
reaches in,
raffles through the bag a little bit, pulls it out, and there's one that says bad motherfucker.
Yeah, it says bad motherfucker. I was like, there it is. That's my bad motherfucker.
He's like, now I want you to take cash out. Like, okay. Takes cash out.
He's like, it's like, how much money is there?
Count it. He's like, about $1,500.
$1,800.
About $1,500. It's like, that's yours. Give me the wallet back. The cash is yours.
I love it's like,
Vincent's like,
Jules,
if you give that man $1,500, I'll shoot him on general principle.
And Yolanda points back like, Yolanda, Vincent, shut the fuck up.
So Jules is like, Don't worry, Vincent. I'm not just giving it to him. I'm buying something with my money.
I'm buying something for my money.
You know what I'm buying, Ringo?
You know what I'm buying, Ringo?
I'm buying your life.
He just shakes his head. I'm buying your life. I'm paying it so I don't have to kill your ass. I don't have to kill you, dumbass.
Yeah, I'm giving you that money so that I don't have to kill your ass. And then he's like, do you read scripture? Do you read the Bible, Ringo?
No, I really don't. Well, I happen to have passages memorized for this sort of time.
And so
he reads the line again. And this time he's much more calm as he reads it.
And the whole time he's pointing his gun right at Ringo's face.
Yes, he's just like... He gets it, and finally said, he gives explanations.
I've said that so many times. You usually say that.
If you heard it,
if you heard it, that means it meant your ass.
But I never paid much thought to what it actually meant.
Never really paid much thought to what it actually meant.
I thought at first it was just some cold-blooded shit that could tell this to a motherfucker before I put a cap in his ass.
But after what I've been through today, I really started thinking about it.
Now, it could be that, you're the weak.
It could be that could be that I'm the shepherd guiding the sheep, that you're the sheep, that you're the lost sheep. And I'm the shepherd guiding you to, guiding you.
And Mr. 9mm here is protecting my righteous ass.
No, that I'm the righteous man, and you're it could be that I'm the righteous man, you're the sheep, and the Mr. 9mm is the shepherd protecting my righteous ass. But no, Ringo, what it really means is you.
Well, he goes a different way.
Yeah, he does two of them.
Like, or it could be I could be the tyranny of evil men.
No, he's like, or I could be the shepherd, and the 9mm is I'm the shepherd, you're the sheep, and then it's like, and I would really like that, but no, that's not what it is.
That's not what that is.
What it is you are the weak, and I am the tyranny of evil men, and Mr. 9mm here.
That's right.
That's the shepherd. Now I'm trying real hard to be that shepherd.
Now go.
And he's like, now go. He takes a bite of it.
He finishes his muffin.
Takes a bite of his muffin, picks up some crumbs from his muffin, and, and so he lets go of Ringo and, puts his gun down, and Ringo gets up. He gets Honey Bunny and
doesn't tell Ringo to return the wallets to everybody.
Nope. He just says,
tells him to go.
Go. And so they go. They're Wanda's crying. She's got to pee. And so they put their arms around each other and they walk out of the restaurant. And
the people look at them as they walk out, like, damn you.
And so then Vincent walks over to Jules, and Jules stands up, and Vincent's like, we should probably go. Jules is like, yeah, you're probably right.
Jules like, yeah, you're probably right. Because no one got their money back.
Jules at least got his wallet back.
Yes,
his bad motherfucker.
He got his bad motherfucker back.
We both have that wallet, by the way.
Yes,
we both have that bad motherfucker wallet.
Possess that. Yes.
But
anyway. That exact one.
No, not that exact
nice
one.
Nice replica of it.
Yep.
So they start walking towards the door.
They stop before they leave.
Scan,
they kind of scan. They turn around, look around, put their guns in the front of their shorts.
Because that's a great idea.
Yeah. And then they turn around and walk out.
Especially for Vincent. Yeah. We see what happens with him guns.
So then they turn around and they walk out. And as they walk out, the music starts swelling. That same music from the beginning starts playing.
Yep.
And the credits start.
The title card, written and directed by Quentin Tarantino. It's the end of this glorious movie.
Yeah.
This beautiful cacophony.
I love this movie. It's such a great movie. It's not for everybody.
It's not for everybody.
It's definitely not for everybody. But I love this movie.
Excuse me. Sorry, but yeah, I could watch it endlessly. There's so much you could always catch about it that you've probably missed before.
Yeah,
stuff that might be intentional, some might be not unintentional. Who knows?
Yeah,
but and then I mean, it's actually been a while since I've seen it, and so it was obviously wasn't like a first time viewing, but
no, it's like
it was nice to kind of pick up on things I kind of forgot about.
Yeah. It is. It's always good because even after seeing it as many times as we have, I still notice things when I watch it again. When I rewatch it, I notice things that I didn't notice before.
There's something I had, and I don't have my notes by me, that I noticed in the first segment, either at the diner or during the like the date night, that I don't think I'd really paid much attention to before.
Yeah,
and yeah. I mean, like even that, like the Jackrabbit Slims, there's so many little details of how they designed that set.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it's
and the extras that they put into, like there's so many extras in that scene, and it's really fleshed out. Like there's probably plenty of little Easter eggs you can find in that. And I remember the DVD case, the original DVD release of it had a Jackrabbit Slims menu.
Yeah, yours did, mine didn't. We got the same version of that too, and yours came with a menu. Mine didn't.
Sorry. Yeah, no. This
just like your copy of Terminator had that special feature that mentioned the emotional catharsis.
Yours didn't,
and mine didn't. And I've never been able to find that copy that you have.
You just want to read
that's
about that catharsis.
That's the only version of that DVD that had that specific special feature.
Oh goodness, I loved watching all that stuff back then. I wish I had time today to do all that. I don't.
Yep.
I was gonna catch this again because it's been a while, and it's one that I need to watch more frequently. I'd love to at least catch once a year because it brings so much joy.
Yep.
So
it is. Yeah. It's Tarantino's best.
I'm still on that train. No disrespect to Django, or Bastard.
No disrespect
fans.
to his other movies. He makes some great movies.
Yes, he does. Even his movies are kind of more like misses. At least it's very distinctive of him, and or at least worth watching it because of that. So
yeah. But yeah, no, this one, Pulp Fiction, is hands down my favorite Tarantino movie.
Definitely.
But yeah,
I don't know if I have anything else to add. I think we covered this well.
I don't think so either. I think we have too. So yeah, that's our 100th episode.
That's right. Yes,
that's our 100th episode. Very folks.
Fitting. Very, very fitting.
So if you enjoy what you're listening to, then go ahead and check us out on our social media. We are on Facebook and Instagram and Threads. This is Rob and Tony's Cinematic Adventure. The and is spelled out A-N-D. It's not an ampersand like it is the name of the podcast. We are also on X or Twitter as R&T Cinematic. And you can also check us out on Letterboxd. Read some of our reviews on various movies. Some we've done on the podcast, and we haven't done. Some we will do, some we won't do. That is Cine Adventure or Cine Adventure, C-A-N-E Adventure. And yeah, just check it out on there. You can also send us an email at robandtonyscinematicadventure@gmail.com. Once again, the and is spelled out A-N-D. It's not an ampersand like the name of the podcast. Yeah, let us know. What did you think of Pulp Fiction? Is it your favorite Tarantino movie? Is it your least favorite Tarantino movie? What is your favorite Tarantino movie?
Do you just not have any Tarantino movie that you like? And that's fine, too.
Yeah. Are you just not a fan of his? Which, I mean, is fine. If you're not a fan of Tarantino, then you're not a fan of Tarantino. That's,
You don't have to be.
That's your prerogative. And, so just let us know what you think. Should we do more Tarantino movies? There's at least a few more that we've talked about doing.
There has been.
But, so let us know what you think. Shoot us an email. We want to hear from you. And then also, if you like what you're hearing, then go to your favorite podcast app, wherever you're listening to us. Well, first go to our social media, give us a like and a follow, and then go to your favorite podcast app, or wherever you're listening to us. Subscribe, give us a good rating and good review. That's how we move up in the standings and the rankings and the search and the recommendations, all that stuff. And that's how we can find more better listeners. Content. We can we can bring out better content to more ears and all of that. So coming up, we've got some more interesting movies coming up that we're going to be talking about that we have slated for the next few weeks. But next up, so we recently, if we hadn't had these plans, for, our 100th episode and,
we would have done this
leading up to it, we would have done it a little bit. We would have done this movie a little bit sooner. Because, we recently lost a legend, another Hollywood legend, Robert Redford. And so we are going to be doing our, as we have been known to do, with when certain actors die and when certain actors pass on, then we like to pay tribute to them. And so our next episode, we are going to be talking about a Robert Redford movie. And what movie is that going to be, Tony?
We're going to stick with kind of like the classic Redford era of the 70s and go with 3 Days of the Condor, which I'm excited about to kind of get the 70s kind of spy thriller genre under our belt.
I am very excited for this movie. I've never seen it. I've heard wonderful things about it.
I've heard wonderful things too,
but I have never seen it. So I'm really excited to watch it and then get on here and talk to you about it.
Yeah, same. It's, there's more we can say next week, but I think he was definitely of an era just before, us. And I think by the time we started going to movies, he had mostly taken a step back from the acting portion of them.
Yeah.
And was more producing, directing the view, and then doing Sundance. So I think it took a while for me to really find some of his movies, and there's still plenty of them to find. And one of them is going to be this movie, 3 Doors of the Condor. So I'm really excited to do it. So,
yeah. So that's it. You can find 3 Days of the Condor streaming just about anywhere to rent. I think there's only a couple of places where it's streaming for free at the moment. But
I think it's on Prime. I think Prime has it. If you have,
does Prime have it?
Got Prime membership.
So I know it's at least on MGM Plus right now, but Prime may have it too. So
maybe that's what it was, and because I have a lot of things linked through Prime.
Anyway, if you can't find it for free, it's like $3.99 or so.
Yeah, come on, just do it.
So, or if you own it, awesome.
There you go.
You don't have to find it somewhere.
We've done that route too for movies. Just watch our physical copy.
Yep.
Yay, physical media.
Yay, physical media. Yeah. So anyway, join us next time for 3 Days of the Condor.